Welcome back to another episode. Wait, hold on. No, stopping myself ahead of time. Hi, welcome back to another session of Pathfinder, second edition. TJ's got his camera on this time.
Because I like making mistakes.
It's too late. You fucked it up, by the way. You can't take back what you were about to say.
No.
I might actually join in on that face cam train. People have been pushing me to do it on stream, so I'm gonna have to ease myself into it.
Hey, what better way to ease into it than on someone else's stream?
Exactly.
What's a little peer pressure between friends?
Be awful.
Hey, the more face cams, the better, as far as I'm concerned. That way, people have more to look at when we're on this screen as opposed to when we're actually in a foundry.
That is true, I suppose.
But hi everyone, it's been a week. Last left off, you guys had had a very Lorenz made some confessions to the party about his history. A mysterious mysterious creature calling themselves Alicia made an appearance.
Oh yes, also prick.
Yes. And made some offers that no one took. Lorenz and Xavier and Azalin and Tim made some intimate goodbyes to some NPCs that they'd met in Gugrate.
We can confirm neither of them are vampires because they've been staked by wood.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Yes. So for the new faces, TJ over here is playing Lorenz. Dan over here is playing Mahajapit.
I am far more bearded than any half-elf has a right to be.
Wait, Tannis had a pretty sick beard, though.
Yeah, but he cultivated that shit forever. This stuff just happens to me. You know that.
That's fair. Maybe I have to get a face cam so we can have the beard off, TJ.
You do have a pretty sick beard these days.
He just also shared with me his plans for his upcoming hair situation. Excited for it. It's going to look good.
I have no hair situation.
And that in and of itself is a hair situation, and frankly, it looks wonderful on you.
It has grown on me. I mean, not the hair, but the look.
You have a decent shaped skull, so you're lucky.
Much like TJ's eyesight, that was awful.
No, real talk. Having a good skull shape for being bald is super important. So, you're already leaps and bounds above most folk.
Yep.
Right.
My skull is a lumpy mess. The party left Owhax on the Fairwind, cut around a 2-week travel time down to about 4 days. Really helping down the time. You delivered your artifact to Ratacaster, a tiger catfolk, who was very grateful and told you about the great dragon horde that he has been hunting, the mythical great dragon horde that he's been hunting. Blood. And after that, you were given, I do believe it was 1,000 platinum?
I think it was 500.
Either way, we got bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 500 because we were trying to figure out
That's
how exactly to split that
That's
6
right.
ways, and it was 83 a piece, give or take.
I should have written that down. But after that, you were effectively turned loose in the streets of Owhax.
Though also given the warning from Ratacaster about the rather precarious political situation within the Zero Princes.
There are politics abound in Owhax that you may or may not get involved in. That's up to you.
I'll probably get involved in it and probably shouldn't.
We are in a place that contains more than 14 people. You are going to get involved in something that you shouldn't get involved in.
Yeah.
Specifically, that weird-looking Minotaur girl that doesn't have any horns.
Hold on now. I'm going to have several questions for you in a private message.
Oh no. No, so you guys are standing outside the Dragon's Seal. Just as actually Redicaster is putting up effectively magical barriers in the door to stop illegal entry. As the person kind of goes by and is effectively lifting up a candle on a stick and lighting up lanterns at the street corners and whatnot.
Okay.
Doing the nightly duty, as it were.
Right.
The sun finally beginning to set, putting the sky in sort of a very purple-blue kind of mixed shade going on throughout the skybox, as it were.
All right.
I don't know how to describe the sky other than a skybox. Help.
The sky.
Hold on, let me grab the first chapter of Neuromancer for you.
Yeah.
I'll read like
Thank
the
you,
first
Dave.
15 pages of Neuromancer.
Oh yeah. The sky was the color of TV static.
Which, like, honestly, sounds pretty sick to me.
I have Neuromancer on that shelf right over there.
Nice.
It took me far too long to actually goddamn read it. My brother gave it to me for Christmas one year, and took me, I think, damn near a decade to actually read it.
So I assume you have not read the other 2 books in the trilogy,
I
then?
have not. But I did tear through 4 1,200-page books in about 3 months.
Hey, look, can I do a plug real quick? It's related, I promise.
Sure.
So if you're interested in maybe experiencing some William Gibson, once I get this acoustic shield in, one of the things I'm doing for Patreon is going to be reading books, including the Sprawl trilogy.
Hey, nice.
Okay.
I've actually also been planning to do a reading thing on stream of the Lies of Locke Lamora series.
Yeah, I didn't think reading on stream would be as like fun and popular as it is, but like people dig it, and it's fun to do, so I'm down.
Right, turns out. But yeah, so you guys are now in the third largest Seer Prince's city, back up in the northernmost part of the empire, the furthest north most of you have been. What will you do?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm personally trying to debate if I want to see about getting in contact with the dragon historians from
Dragon Historians League, yes.
yeah, and trying to get some more information. Like, how much would I actually want to let on about this this dragon horde, and see if they know anything about it.
By the way, I do not currently have a map of the region you guys are in. However, I will give you the actual continental region as a whole to kind of.
Gotcha. Gonna be here in okay. Yeah. I think I actually still have this saved and bookmarked.
Yeah, part of Lorenz is just waiting for like night to come at this point. Just, well, now that I know that this is a thing, Alicia knows that this is a thing. Great. Quick question, I suppose. In comparison to like even just my area within Duver, how big is this city in particular?
I would say the capital city houses 1.5 million people all told. Owhax is about 600,000.
Okay.
It is, for these parts, a very big city. But
Right,
it
it
is
is-
not the big, sprawling fantasy metropolis that is the Devarian capital.
Right, but it's pretty good for a microcosm of the life I lived in a city, basically.
Right.
Lawrence wasn't all over the fucking capital. It had no reason to be. But
But yeah, for Owhax, you know, it seems like the whole city reminds you of the noble district. There's lots of rich colored silks and other fabrics just like on display, as opposed to, just yes, these are for clothes and other things. No, this is just like, look at my wealth, because the Hesir princes, even back when they were they were their independent territories, every single Hesir princes it's have been merchants. The 5 merchant kingdoms that have been effectively running the trade for the entire continent until the empire got too big to really kind of exist.
Yeah, too much to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, as a relative contrast, how would that compare to Sabanth? I forget whether Sabanth actually. I know that's the region. Is that also like the title, the name of its capital city as well, or
yes.
Okay?
And Sabanth City. That's about, I would say, about population of 300,000. Actually.
Okay, so a good bit bigger than what I was used to.
Yes. However,
okay.
that being said, Sabanth is very well off, as it is unlike the Hesir princes that were like kind of the merchants for the entire continent. Sabanth has made its killing with fish and being able to really kind of bring ocean exports further inland easier. So Sabanth City is, in my head anyways, very reminiscent of Venice kind of thing, where
right. Okay, so hence
very
the shitty Italian canal.
Oh yeah. Just Canal City, effectively. But
all right.
all the buildings look very nice. There's a lot of artistry, and that kind of stuff.
So fairly well off, but this is kind of that dialed up to a bit of another level.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. And trying to remember, in my time as like an emissary and diplomat, had I ever been up to the Seer Princes, or was it?
I would say probably once or twice. At least, 1 or 2 of the regions, maybe not all 5. Certainly in the area.
Okay.
You are not unfamiliar with the region.
Right.
So
okay.
typically just the cities, not necessarily the surrounding barren-ass desert.
Fair. Understandable. Okay.
So yes, as night begins to fall, and you guys are, I'm assuming, just kind of wandering around taking in the sights as dusk turns to night.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no need to be tourist about it.
Right. I'd say that Ma's probably doing that, but there's also still just the consideration of, just in the back of his mind, just, do I contact the Historians League? How much do I tell them? Like, yeah.
Yeah, there is that whole thing.
Probably not going to end up making a decision on it just yet, but I think that's probably going to be something that Ma's going to bring up as a discussion, like at the like whenever we get to our tavern or whatever.
Right, which currently you guys do not have a tavern or inn that you've
set up for where to stay. Should probably be something to figure out, though. I imagine a city like this, that ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah, we're trading it shouldn't be difficult with it shouldn't be cheap, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't need to worry about shit being cheap right now, though, do we?
That is fair. That is fair.
That's fair, yeah. So, you guys are gonna start looking for a tavern inn kind of place. Are you gonna go for trying to find a more budget area, or are you gonna try and find a more high-end location?
Fef wants to party.
Yeah, let's not quite slum it, but
okay. Everyone that's looking, give me a society check.
I'd say Maha would probably look around.
You're making C-Lab 2021 references in 2021.
I know, look, I've been waiting decades for this.
Yep.
Ma's probably trying to look for a bit nicer of a place, like not like fucking, Hilton tier shit.
Right.
But just something nice and
You have found the Honorable Stone Pub.
One more time.
The Honorable Stone Pub.
Okay.
Alright.
It is not quite. It is primarily a pub. However, they do also offer rooms above the bar area, effectively. As an additional for people that don't want to stumble home.
Okay. That's probably acceptable enough, I would say.
It's very kind of northern Tiefwald, southern Bavarian styled kind of pub area. So for a lot of you, it has it kind of reminds you of home. Some of you not so much, obviously, but for some of you, it's definitely like, oh, fuck. It's like an Irish person walking into an Irish pub in the middle of Iowa.
It's like, all right, I can get behind this.
This'll do. Irish pub, by the way.
Yes, what I just said.
I know that's what I needed to not let that one get slipped under the rug.
Also, yes, from seeing in the chat with David, retraining feats, I believe, takes a week of downtime to be able to replace it with a feat of equal level.
Yep.
God,
Or lesser.
Everything.
Yeah. Pathfinder's great. Hey, is your build not working out? Ask your DM to take a week of downtime to retrain.
That's what I did last session, or last campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, because that's how you ended up making that switch over to the martial stuff, didn't you?
Yep.
That and the combat grapnel.
That's right.
So, as you kind of come in, it's very much, one floor, somewhat low ceiling, but I mean, it's not to the point where anyone has to slouch or anything. Like, okay. Lots of wood.
Cozy,
yes.
Yeah.
Very cozy. There is a fireplace in one corner, but it is not active at the moment, obviously. A lot of wood used in the construction, where a lot of surrounding buildings kind of uses sandstone and the like. Bless you. This one is mostly wood interior and whatnot.
Okay.
Just to make sure. When everybody else looks at their inventory, are your coins listed kind of?
They got flipped around. It fucked me up a little bit earlier.
Okay, good. That's not just me. That was bothering me. I was like, what? Why is my platinum bronze looking?
Oh yeah, it flipped the order. Okay.
Yeah,
weird,
there was an
but
update
alright.
to the system.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
it lists from smallest denomination to largest now.
Kind of fucking me a little.
It took me a minute. I was like, where the fuck did all my platinum go? Oh, right.
Oh, it's over there.
Where'd it go? Oh.
Where'd my money go? A better explanation than in real life. Anyway.
Too real. I see the pain on Jake's face. Oh no.
I'm trying to get that psychic damage in now.
The pain doesn't go away.
If I drink enough booze, I won't care about the pain, whether it goes away or not.
Well, I'm guessing something got messed up, maybe a fat finger or something, because I don't think I should have 97 platinum.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Between all was split up, you got 83 platinum, roughly.
Yeah, because I have 92 now, so
Yeah, we got 83 apiece from this latest bit.
Yeah, for returning the artifact to Reticaster.
Okay, I'd forgotten that that given us so much.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, we got paid.
Main story quest, yo.
This shit, we got paid and a level up.
True. So, that being said, as you walk in, the patronage is decent. It's not a super busy night tonight, but the bar stools around the bar itself are filled, but the booths around kind of the outer wall are kind of sparsely inhabited.
Okay.
As you guys enter, there's actually a dwarf behind the counter, going full stereotype. Just, although, weirdly enough, actually, dwarf no beard and very close cropped hair, kind of shaved down. Welcome to the Honorable Stone Pub. How can I help you?
We've just arrived in town. We will be needing a place to stay and likely some things to eat for the night.
Well, that's a very, very nice. That's a southern accent. Devarian?
Yes, T-Fold neighbors.
Wonderful. Well, welcome to this far north corner of the Empire. Let's see. What kind of room division would you guys like? I'm assuming the lady would like a room of her own? As he points to Aslan.
As far as I know, she has to this point not given a fuck.
It is not a requirement. I can make comfort wherever I need to.
There it is. She puts it better.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask a different question then. How many to a room would you like? I have a few different rooms available for a few different configurations.
Look at everybody.
Well, we have been keeping to about 2 rooms.
2 rooms, that'd be about 3 people. I can do that. I can. I don't think those 2 rooms would be next to each other, if that matters. But we do have comfortable mattresses, good pillows, good bar food. Can't do much about breakfast though, I'm afraid.
Good enough.
Kind of for the 2 room. That'd be 3 gold a night.
Ma just turns to the group and gives a shrug. It's like, well, we could certainly do worse.
Yeah. Technically, upstairs we do have a fairly large, almost apartment style place. If you'd be something more interesting. Entrance actually outside, out back. Stairs out back. You may not necessarily be the most comfortable sleeping space, but it could potentially accommodate all 6 of you. If you get a little cozy.
It would shore up concerns.
Had an incident in the last town you stayed in. I can certainly understand the hesitation. That one, I would say, because it is slightly larger, I would say about 5 gold per night.
I assume this room has windows?
Yes. Not gonna lock you in a prison cell or anything. Goodness.
That's not why she's asking.
He just completely not understanding face.
What they mean is, I think we'll take it.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you're gonna, well, cool. If you're gonna rent out that place, that I'm off my back. Excellent. That'll be 5 gold. And since well, since you're staying in the apartment upstairs, first round's on the house.
I'll pay up for this one, by the way, for the first night.
All right.
Like 5 gold. Inventory. Inventorask.
Inventory.
Inventory. Which is not to be confused with the infantry.
That's
Very.
me.
As you hand over the 5 gold, he hands you a key for the apartment upstairs, and he even has another dwarf actually take over as he leads you actually out the front door, around the side of the building, and up to some wooden stairs that actually lead up onto the second floor of the building. It's a simple door, swings open to reveal kind of a I'd say on par with a 2-bed, 1-bath apartment. It's very Spartanly furnished. Like, there's beds, there's a couch, not a whole lot else. Some minor cookware in the kitchen. But, on the bright side, everything does look clean. Hope y'all like it. It may not be some of the more comfortable sleep-in quarters that you'll potentially find in the city. In fact, I know for a fact it's not. But for the budget, for the price, it's hard to beat.
The hospitality is very much appreciated.
Well, we don't get to rent this out very often, so it's nice to be able to find some folk that'll be able to that are willing to stay here. Gives us a little extra revenue. Then he kind of, well, if you need anything, I'll be back downstairs for your free round and whatnot. And if you want any additional drinks, they're pretty cheap. Kind of, it gives away before leaving the door and heading back downstairs and whatnot, back to the bar downstairs. Which the sound levels from downstairs are actually fairly minimal. Like, you do hear, conversational. If someone starts speaking very loudly, you hear it for sure. But for the most part, the only normal sounds that really come up through the floor are the sounds of glasses clinking.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just kind of like that dull thrum of distant, kind of muffled audio.
Living things are outside of this room.
Right.
Right. I think Ma is just gonna plop down into a seat and just lean back with a sigh. These are some interesting times we're at now, aren't they?
You surely are. Drop my pack near the couch and then just plop into one end of it, basically.
Grand Dragon Horde, huh? I'd be lying if I'd say that wasn't something interesting, but that's, well, for all we know, it could just be spinning tales, though. It'd be a hell of a lot of money to part with for just some story.
Yeah. So that was quite a piece of magical equipment to be bringing together for just a story.
And considering Glyn the Duke here was able to recognize at least the era that the magic was from. I'm inclined to believe it.
It at least has a better than zero likelihood, yes. Lot of coin.
Speaking of, we should consider trading these coins for more easily protected goods.
By that, I am assuming you're referring to casks of alcohol.
Not particularly, but since you mention it, yeah. I was referring more to just stones, precious metals, anything that we can more easily secure than, and Fef's just gonna like rattle his fucking purse.
That is a good point, actually.
It is an awful lot to be carrying around in as big of a city as this is.
Keep some coin for carrying in terms of purchase, but converts a greater deal of it to gemstone, precious metal.
Even trade goods, honestly.
Things that will convert back to coin quite easily.
Conversely, anything that might be of use to us as we figure out what we want to do from here. While the job we were initially hired for has been finished, knowing everything that's been after us, I'm not exactly keen on parting ways here just yet.
Fef's just gonna after us.
Well, can't say there's anything for me in particular, but the general bullshit we've seen in the past few weeks.
Just side-eyeing the shit out of Lorenz right now.
Lauren's just kind of not even recognizing it, basically.
Look, I ain't saying I'm bailing. We just need to address the fact that they're not after us. There's some very specific things and people that these people seem to be after.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, as long as I'm around, by definition, they're after you as well.
What that means, though, is we know specific targets, so we can better plan for it.
Look, if someone tries to hurt Lorenz again, I'm gonna flens him.
Damn.
That is very kind of you, Pax.
I'm just gonna take a real hard drink and just damn.
Oh wait, shit! Everyone, you found a new. You're staying in a new city. Time to go get a beer run and go buy socks.
You know, though.
Because that's what you do when you stay in a new city: is you buy a pair of socks from that new city. It's tradition. Hop on down to the 7-Eleven, get a 6-pack to bring back to the hotel room.
A 6-pack of socks?
Yeah.
No, that's.
I mean, they tend to come in 6-packs, actually. 6 or 12.
We see him drinking beer from a sock.
Yeah.
Hey, they're new, they're clean.
Yeah, someone had that shit on their toe fungus for testing purposes. All right.
Cheers, I'll drink to that.
Look, you could probably put a can of Foster's in a sock and drink it out of that, like a brown paper bag.
I had to do Pabst Blue Ribbon if you want to go real, just about it.
To be fair, drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon out of a sock would probably improve the flavor.
No, I think they
It's
mean
the champagne of beers. Excuse me.
That's Miller High Life. That's Miller High Life.
I thought there was the old. Maybe it was like in China or something where PBR was being like advertised as this super like upscale shit.
That's
advertising. That sounds familiar, actually.
Champagne is grody, though.
Oh, speaking of, I did find apparently I like rosé, which surprises no one. But I finally found a wine that I like.
So fucking mad at you for continuing to be on brand. Like, I've never been more like, God damn it, I'm aware about something I literally just learned about you.
Just that tracks. It's like I just learned this and feel like I've known it all my life.
Yeah,
It tracks
course.
so hard, I already had it on my Google Maps.
I'm a fucking heroin addict. It fucking annoys me. Pure gold. Anyway.
Yeah, just file that away for like later reading.
Yeah. Ma's gonna kind of just lean forward and, ten his hands, lean up and say, "Well, I suppose if you want to try and figure out if there is any more truth to the matter of this Grand Horde, could see about getting back in contact with Kristoff. See if the historians know anything about it."
I would be careful with the information you are willing to share.
And just to make sure, Jake, we are nowhere near my people, right?
No.
Okay.
You are you know what? Here, actually, I have I can pop open the map and give you an exact mileage on how far away from home you are.
Oh, damn.
Give me a moment.
So yeah, never mind. I was gonna suggest we could pop by. Y'all could meet Mom and all of the siblings.
This is my brother and my sister and my sister and my sister and my bro.
Right. This is my brother Fef and my brother Fef and my sister Walla and my brother Fef.
No, currently, Fef, you are about 1,775 miles from home.
Oh, damn.
And on foot, you travel about 30 miles a day.
We're gonna some long range advertising there then.
I mean, hey, if we walk that whole way, that gives you enough time to list all of your siblings.
What is that,
That's a
like
great
6
idea.
range increments on your crossbow?
Shit. No, that being said, Fef, actually, to your knowledge, you are the furthest north anyone in your family lineage has ever been.
Gonna have to start making more actual notes to bring back with me then.
Goddamn, Samwise, you got one more step and you're the farthest from the Shire you've ever been.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true forever now.
Yeah, you're also about almost 2,000 miles away from your actual original ancestral home.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't know anybody or shit about shit out here. I'm just gonna continue to follow your lead, y'alls, and continue getting drunk.
God, TJ, with you mentioning that, now I'm just thinking of that video of like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but every time Sam takes a step, it's the farthest he.
I've seen that one. That's so fucked.
Isn't that like 8 hours long?
It's something stupid like that. It's like literally every step you get like a quarter of a second of like current footage, and then it goes back to that clip.
Nope.
Which is like what, 15, 20 seconds?
Roughly.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's beautiful.
Well, not being 100% certain where everyone's from, I think Aslan might be the closest to a local from at least being
Roughly.
born in this area.
By the way, Fef, if you'd like a real world context,
They got up to go to the bathroom.
but yeah, no, Aslan, you're actually no, that's not true. Actually, there is
I don't know. I don't know where everyone in the party's
No,
from.
that's fair. There is someone who is slightly more local. I won't say who, but
Okay.
Because while they were going through Great, they probably got pretty. They got pretty close to where Aslan was from.
yeah, about closer. That was closer to where Aslan's from. Yeah.
I might actually be the farthest from home.
Technically, Fef is further. Yeah, technically, Fef is further.
But anyway.
I'm from damn near smack middle of the continent, so it's just a big ass.
To revisit the conversation on converting one's assets, since this is a larger city, it is more likely to have perhaps more difficult to acquire finery or items that you may wish to use.
It's true. Things like fine jewelry, otherwise, would be much easier to find here. This is a mercantile kingdom, after all.
I was thinking more practical things. Although I suppose there is some jewelry that can prove quite practical.
Runes, baby!
Miss the proper enchantments.
Yes.
Sorry.
Of which I'm beginning to form ideas, but that is a conversation for other times with other places.
Another matter perhaps we can address quickly. Do we wish to return to some manner of a watch while we are sleeping?
I had planned to, whether other people did or did not was something I was going to leave to you, but it feels wise.
Indeed.
I would like also at some point to spend some time, and I will do so myself if other people have things they are willing to do or wanting to do. Attempt to suss out any influence of the Order and the Knights in this town as it can be felt.
That should actually be rather simple to do without having to do much questioning.
Just true.
I will simply walk through the.
By the way, yeah.
Yeah, I will simply walk through the town, and we will see which part react the most negatively to me.
It's true.
That's well. You got a point. You've got a point.
It is unfortunate, but effective.
I am used to it.
That
Either
is
it's
the
for-
unfortunate part.
Either it is for my heritage, or it is for the marks of the sickness that I once carried.
I forget, is this sickness something that Aslan's brought up before?
I
Yes,
think she
and-
mentioned it when they first met.
Well, and you did mention in passing to some like an NPC mentioned the plague, and you mentioned like it being like you had overcome it or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we
And
know
then
it's
she also
something-
has visible like discoloration on her skin. That's
Right. The major things we
Right.
know about the plague that Aslan had right now is that she contracted it. It fucked her up bad, but she managed to overcome it and survive it. And despite being physically scarred by it, she is no longer contagious.
Okay.
Those have been kind of been the major hitting points of.
Okay. I was just kind of trying to get a feel for how much that would actually catch Maha's curiosity. I think he'd probably just leave it alone for now, though. Oh no.
There is like a every time the Aslan's yeah, fuck you, Cam. Every time Aslan's plague gets brought up, there's a little bit of a spark of interest in Lawrence that immediately gets smothered. Like it's that creepy. It's that one weird kid being like, "Hey man, when you're sick, what do you got?" Like we don't. That kid needs to stay in the back of the fucking class. He doesn't get to talk to anybody. He's just fucking. He eats lunch alone for a reason.
He likes
TJ,
pimento loaf.
Woof.
TJ, you need to get something off that chest, bro.
No, I don't.
Not relatable.
What's his name? Eugene.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
God.
I love you fucking weirdos. Are you guys just discussing, or going to continue to discuss, or?
No, at that point, I think we should go enjoy our free round and get a taste of the local color, the local flavor.
Okay.
Taste.
That was
I'm a
not
little.
a good hand motion, TJ.
Yeah, I
That
was gonna
not a
say
good hand
what
motion.
No,
flavor
I
while
know what I did.
I was about to say, didn't you do that in Gugrate though?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna do it again.
Juggle the nuggets.
See, we're going back to pickle tickling.
Hold
A
on, I
little
have, to
bit.
I have to share that one.
Oh God.
Got a nod of approval from Frax back there.
Oh God.
Well,
Jesus
agree.
fucking Christ, Thomas.
enjoys the night. Tomorrow we can begin our evaluation of the city and gathering information.
Oh no. What just happened?
Thomas said some very uncouth things when I had everything muted.
You can tell it was bad too, because TJ's full name's getting used.
Using that Christian name. Woo!
That's like flashbacks to my childhood.
Breaking out the pat. I mean, wait, what?
Oh
No, that's later.
no, we respect La Chancla in this house.
After dark.
So as you head back downstairs, to the bar, the dwarf there is very, very much like, gives you a round of whatever you order. What's your poison and whatnot. Other than that, yeah, no, it's you guys, it's by the way, pretty good alcohol. So
Think that.
you're not getting cheaped out. And as you guys are kind of like watching out the window of the bar of the pub, I should say, there's more foot traffic in Owhax than there was in Gugrate. There are people that just genuinely are just out and about for a stroll in the evening. You do also see fairly regularly town guard patrols. Usually 2, sometimes 3 at a time, just kind of going through the neighborhood, stopping and talking with people. It seems like there's very much a sense of community amongst the city guard and the people that are actually live here. And just in general, just a lot of everyone seems more relaxed here. Especially from those of you who are from the further south, where the war is at the is very often a topic of conversation and people are nervous. Up here, it barely gets mentioned, if it ever does. It does not really seem like it's that much of a concern.
Okay. Not at the forefront.
Right.
Okay.
Everyone here,
It
it feels safer, and that kind of even translates out to kind of all aspects of society.
Right. Just pretty far removed from
Right.
the front lines.
Yeah,
Like
the war,
about as far removed as it could be.
Right.
yeah, the war feels like a distant problem while here.
Yeah, exactly.
Boston say. Bossing say. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, if you want a real world comparison, think America in the middle of 2002.
Woo!
No, that yeah.
You're right. I don't like it, but you're right.
Meanwhile, if you're down further south, where from from the Bavarian capital, think northern Germany during World War II, or I'm sorry, northern France during World War II, Britain during World War II.
Right. This is something we need to be talking about on the daily because it could be on our doorstep at any given moment.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, it's that whole dichotomy where people just walk with a more relaxed step up this far north.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Maha's sure how to feel about that.
Yeah, I was trying to think about that too, and Lawrence just kind of like. Lawrence kind of sits hunched over his drink anyway, and how always has with you guys. He has a very defensive posture when it comes to food and beverage, but the shoulders always seem kind of tight. The back is always either ramrod straight or bent over something. So
Hot.
seeing people shut up. So seeing people so relaxed, it kind of has him off put. He's off his ground basically.
Right.
Zendros, when he eats, is always like very proper, I guess, proper etiquette, posture, and shit like that from just his upbringing as a servant. So
He doesn't Lawrence doesn't aggressively hold food. Like he doesn't hold forks in reverse grip type shit or like in weaponized grip, but he definitely seems he protects it.
Okay. That I actually definitely understand where that's coming from now, especially after his
Yeah, after
killing
having to
after
tell everybody where he came from.
yeah, that a lot of those gears are starting to turn and connect in Ma's mind. Ma himself is probably generally a lot more casual about it. Like he's typical proper manners, but not like overly prim and proper. He's a lot more laid back. But even then, seeing how again very casual everyone else is about it, he's just like, this is like seeing everyone else so just unconcerned with things on the general is different compared
So would
to
you describe Maha's mannerisms as business casual? That might be
I'd say
inappropriate.
that actually, yeah, I'd say that is pretty. That's actually pretty on par.
Maha eats like he's out to dinner with his bosses, but it's after work and everyone's just fucking like out of their
Everyone's
work
had a
clothes.
couple of beers.
I was about to
They're
say,
yeah.
boss has ordered a cocktail, everything's gonna be all right, kind of shit.
Yes, that is Maha in a nutshell at the dinner table.
When I got the job that I have now, there was a Christmas dinner for everyone that actually worked there. And I walked in, I was still in my suit from earlier in the day. Meanwhile, my boss is in a fucking like button up that is just like unbuttoned down to here with gold chains, and I'm like, oh,
It's one of these affairs.
yup,
Is he Greek?
Italian actually,
Okay.
or Italian heritage.
They use the gold chains to know where to stop shaving.
Oh,
You can't say that on Twitch. I think.
As I'm gonna step in as the one more like the most likely to actually know the answer to this. I don't know if that counts as anything.
Cam, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can say that. I'm insensitive.
just because you can doesn't mean you should. I'm glad you did, but doesn't mean
He's
you
not
should.
a pocket, but he's funny. So like,
But yes, assuming. Well, actually, the night goes fairly relaxed, and you guys are left alone. Honestly, you guys are kind of left to your own devices. If you want to buy your own drinks, the drinks are actually just flat price, 3 silver per drink. So however many drinks you want to have, just subtract. Do the
Hey,
math.
what's my barrel looking like in the cart?
Well, you
Didn't we
sold the
even
cart.
bring-
Oh yeah, we
we
don't.
got- yeah, we
What's my
sold the
barrel
cart.
looking like?
At this point, it's getting pretty low, if not bone dry.
Well, I know how many drinks is in a barrel.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
The goblin has 93 platinum.
Holy shit.
Goblin does have basically 930 gold.
Goblin
Hobgoblin.
wants
Hobgoblin, sorry.
self-contained Hobgoblin wants self-contained distillery.
Well, essentially, yeah, I do want I want a carriage with an alchemist lab built into it.
The problem is you're gonna just get. I have an unfortunate feeling that Fef is gonna keep this one barrel around, but keep filling it with different liquors and spirits.
Oh
The
God!
main thing that comes through that spigot
Is jungle
like
juice?
a fucking exactly.
That was actually 100% the plan, by the way.
Yes!
I was gonna suggest just pouring in a ton of different alcohols and making a really big Long Island iced tea.
Ooh, you know what? No. Let's do all whiskeys. It'll be the largest infinity bottle.
Oh no!
Just a great big jug of jungle juice. Oh, what a fucking nightmare!
Look, the only time I've ever witnessed jungle juice being made was in a large garbage can. Okay, and I was informed that that's the only proper way to make it.
So that's. Please tell me that was the inspiring moment of Fef's creation.
Maybe a little bit. That shit was fucked up too. You couldn't taste any of it. It was all Everclear, and just fruit, and you couldn't taste the Everclear. And it was literally in like a 30-gallon goddamn trash can that was bought for the occasion. They stirred it with an oar.
Fef, for 20 gold, they will fill up your casket with your cask.
They will
Work brain.
You need a fucking casket after all the drinks you're gonna have.
For 20 gold, they will fill up your cask with whatever you want.
Yep, got it. Done.
We are pickling Fef's corpse, is what we're saying.
However, you do definitely get some side-eye. Like, this establishment is run by dwarves, and they're like,
So, Dave, to contend with you, have seen the same, but it was stirred with one of those long pulled pizza retrieval things.
Oh my God! The fucking pizza paddles! Holy shit!
help. Help. Stream help.
Nobody can save you now.
I nearly laughed myself hoarse. I need to grab another drink.
That's
I have
fair.
like an 8 fortitude. I might be able to take one drink with the dwarves.
Maybe. While you guys are kind of
Actually, hold on. Sorry to think about this. It is a big city, so if they didn't react, but they are dwarves. Do they give a shit in any way that I'm a hobgoblin?
No.
Like, is that okay? Cool.
No, they actually, and in fact, they did not even react whenever Aslan walked in. You get the feeling that there's a lot of people that kind of just pass through and come through, either come here either just to do trade or even to stay.
Okay.
But unless anyone, if whoever would like to do, if anyone would like to interact during watch or anything like that overnight and whatnot, I'll just cut to the next morning. Unless anyone wants to do some social role playing through the night.
Have nothing planned.
I have no idea what you just said. I can hear.
Oh, unless anyone wants to do some get some role playing out of the way, I'll just cut to the next morning.
I can't. I still have not figured out a good reason in story for Fef to try to learn how to be a monk yet. So I got nothing.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, unless watching Aslan kick open a creature's skull didn't offer some inspiration.
That is true.
That did
fair,
happen.
Yeah.
That being,
I think for Maha's turn at the watch, he is going to have a conversation mentally with Glinthatook.
Okay. Okay. We can, sure. No, that's fine. Ooh.
Yeah, there is a monk in the party, so if you ever need inspiration for why someone would become a monk.
It's true. Right. But no, Glinthatook just... Yes. What can I help you with?
Well, with the earlier discussion we had over at Redicaster's place, you seemed very intent on this hoard. Can't say I'm surprised.
It is
but,
the combined wealth, if the Catman's words are true, it is the combined wealth of every dragon that was on this continent at the end of the war. There were thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dragons on this continent. I would love nothing more than to see that accumulated wealth.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, "Oh, great, we've got John Silver with us."
I'm not gonna lie, that reference goes over my head.
That John Silver from the story Treasure Island.
Oh, yes, fair enough.
I got it, if that makes you feel any better.
It does make me feel better.
No, now
The
that I get it.
antagonist from one of your favorite movies, Jake?
Now that I look, all right, look, it's fine. That
You've got a fair point. That is a lot.
I am a
to
dragon. I am a dragon of hundreds of thousands of years old, and even my infinite knowledge does not comprehend how much money that is. That's a lot.
You know, you say you have this infinite knowledge, and yet you've not exactly been the most forthcoming with it.
That's, well, it wouldn't do to just. I am Grimoire Vice. No, it wouldn't do to just solve all of your problems for you. Now, would it?
No, I suppose it wouldn't. Where's the fun in just being a passive observer to everything? So, I just figured I would get your input, as it's become a bit apparent to me in some time ago you made a point that I'd been treating you as more of a servant than anything else. And it feels a bit of a failing of my former title as an emissary to see the truth in that.
I appreciate your admitting that you were wrong. As it is. That being said, to come down off of my high perch on top of the mountain and come down to the lowly mortal that you are and see your perspective.
Let's not get carried away here.
I am a dragon. I can understand why, from your perspective, it might seem as though I simply am here to do your errands. Or maybe not even that, just merely here to assist you. After all, what else am I doing in my afterlife?
What have you been doing?
Well, before you, I was drifting in the astral sea, oblivious to everything. I was dead.
And how are things now?
While I do in part resent you for disturbing my rest, must admit, this has been certainly very interesting.
Well, glad that it's been interesting enough for you. But I simply wanted to at least make the approach of treating things a bit more fairly between us. You're as much a part of this as I am.
I would like see the great dragon horde, even if it is, to see if it's even real. That must be sight to behold. You could buy a continent. But
If this does. Oh.
well, I can't help but to doubt its validity overall. It seems like something that would be invented to just send foolish adventurers and gold hungry fools after. And then of course there's also the dragon killer weapon that you were told of. That's what one weapon could kill dragons.
You have doubts about that claim as well.
It was deployed after my death. It was not something that I had ever heard of. It is as much doubt as curiosity.
Suppose the historians are right about that weapon. Suppose they know as much as they say they've found about the Dragon Wars. You seemed fairly in agreement with their retelling of things. Do you think we could trust them with any information about this horde if we wanted to try and find it?
Well, if it's as big as they say, I'd already know. Being said, they can be trusted, I mean. I'm unsure. They seem like simple historians. Then again, they might think it belongs in a museum.
Just let it go.
I have stumbled upon something very interesting, Mahajaput. And I, for one, am very curious to see the validity of it, and if it is true, to see what you do with it. That and your companions. I have a feeling, the short one with the green blue skin, with the alcohol problem. I have a feeling that that one would be very interesting to see what they do with enough literal money to buy a kingdom.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd say that it's a problem. Just okay. No, you might be onto something.
Dragons can't get drunk, to my knowledge. That one has a problem.
Maybe your problem is that you can't get drunk.
To be fair, there was no alcohol strong enough when I was alive.
Well, you say it'd be interesting to see what I would do with it, but I think it'd be a bit more interesting to see what we can do with it.
I
You in, partner?
I like the way you think, partner. And you get the feeling, even though there's nothing physically there, you almost get the feeling of like almost something curling around your shoulders. like it just almost like a weight and a warmth. There's nothing actually there when you go to feel it.
Definitely a glance at there just to see if there's anything visible, but kind of getting that sort of knowing feeling and just nodding. Cam, no.
What did Cam do?
Don't worry about it.
I am. But that being said, partner, you need a rest. As we all do, even I, the great Glinthatuk, need my rest. No, not anymore, I'm dead. But when I was alive, I needed rest.
Yeah, less talking, more sleeping.
Yes. Anyone else?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a dragon that lives in my head.
That's
Nice.
fair. I feel like we'd all be better if we did. Have that
Yeah.
built-in therapy, you know?
I don't know how good of a therapist.
See, I'm right here with Shane on this one. I don't know that that's therapy so much as a constant voice in your head that seeks to burn the world at every slight against your person.
I don't know, but for some reason, I just pictured a bipedal dragon sitting in a giant purple chair with a fucking monocle on the top.
Wait, TJ? You guys don't have that already?
Hey, shh, come on, man.
No, that being said,
DL.
look. Just because it's not good advice doesn't mean it's not advice.
It's definitely encouraging to complete and accomplish singular personal arson every single day.
Yeah. But no, as you guys awaken, fully rested, Mahajapit, actually, as you awaken, you feel really good. Really good. And yet, the moment you see Zindros, you just get pissed for reasons you're not sure about. Something about that motherfucker right there. Just like, the fuck's he doing? Meanwhile, Zindros, you look at Mahajapit, and weirdly, you have the same thing. Just like, what the fuck's this guy doing?
You see that guy over there
Just
breathing
like
and
that
shit?
guy in particular today.
Right, exactly. We'll just kind of wake up and look at each other and just...
Yeah, just Ma's gonna give just a bit of a scowl as he gets up and it just kind of just hops off the bed to just pace away.
Now that being...
Zindros
That
just
being...
gives
no, just that being said, admittedly, after like the first hour of the day, it does fade. So it's just one of those things where, not to interrupt you, obviously.
Yeah, no.
But you just wake up, it's like, man, fuck that guy, and then an hour later, you're like, oh, I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, when he gives me that scowl, I just kind of give an icy cold, like kind of intimidating stare back. And just
Yeah, Ma just as he hops off the bed just gives a wave of the hand as he walks away. I assume as everyone's getting up and about to have something to eat to get the day going.
Yes.
We have to go out and get. They don't serve it here.
Right. The bar downstairs is closed. So you guys do kind of have to experience more of the local flavor as you go for your drink or for your breakfast, or depending on your nationality, your drinks. No. But is there any after breakfast? Is there anything that anyone in particular would like to do?
Yes. Nothing major, but I would like to go about the business of because this is a still part of the deserty area. Yeah.
Yes. You would notice actually that there is a lot more like sandstone and kind of cracked earth up this farther north, whereas further south in Guggrate it was just all sand. There's a bit more like dry earth exposed up here.
Yeah, there's a lot more solid ground. Cool. I would like to go about the business of picking up a hooded cloak made of local materials so that it would be bearable to wear in the heat or over top of plate armor.
Okay. Respect. Hell yeah, let's go.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Sure. Give me a society check to kind of look for a shopkeep.
Society. It's like I have to put the music before I can make the roll.
That's fair. No, it'll help with your roll.
Doing great tonight. Cam and I lie, but not doing great tonight.
Hey, you know, who knows? Maybe it'll change during combat.
Cam and I
Hopefully.
have already decided that some things happened behind the scenes this week. We did another build together that has put me. We've talked a lot about karmic balance, net zero. I'm definitely at a negative when it comes to certain like not being a dickhead in tabletop. So me being at a do negative with RNGesus is kind of to be expected tonight.
That's
Dan
fair.
knows why I showed it to him.
Fucks. No,
If you're lucky, it will never be at this table.
Actually, surprisingly, asking around, you are able to find a tailor of okay repute.
I'm not looking for anything terribly fancy.
Right. So you're not looking for any fancy embroidery or pattern or anything.
No.
Your family crest, haha.
I ain't got one of them.
I was about to say. But no, yeah. So actually, no, fairly easily, you are able to find a tailor that is willing to kind of modify a already existing hooded cloak that they have made out of silk, or as they call it, sand silk here. You have options of effectively white, gray, or black.
Gray. No, actually white. Something to keep the heat off completely.
Okay. And when you mentioned that you want to wear this over your armor, that kind of they kind of take notes and whatnot. But
Right. I would show up wearing my armor so it's easier to size over it and so on and so forth.
Right. They say they actually should have it ready by you tomorrow.
Cool.
5 gold now, 5 gold tomorrow.
I'm just gonna give them the 10 gold up front and be done with it.
You just kind of stare at it for a second, but just well, okay then. Absolutely, we will have this done for you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to do some shopping or anything like that?
I actually do, but I can't think of a single thing I need to buy right now.
Let me take a look real quick. I might want to do something.
Okay.
In the meantime, if anyone else wants to do something while I'm looking.
Aslan will begin her walking around town to look for people who are more aggressively opposed to her presence than is normal.
Sure. I would say actually, not only are people really not offended by your presence, you run into a few other tieflings as well. And they give you what I can only refer to as the nod of acknowledgement. Just the nod of, hey, without actually saying anything. But
Right, just that slight up tilt
Yep.
of the head.
the up tilt of the chin, just hey. But no, yeah, no one seems actually really offended by your presence. More than anything, the scars, the plague scars, get some worried looks. But other than that, people kind of keep their distance because there's that fear of not really knowing if the plague is active because they don't know, obviously. But you don't get anyone that actively is hostile towards you. Zindros, give me a society check, and Fef, give me a society check as well.
Okay.
Oh, this will be fun.
So what I'm wanting to do is potentially upgrade my existing striking rune on one Kopesh to a +2.
Okay. Oh, that would be a greater striking rune then.
Ooh.
Yeah, the potency or the striking? The striking would be the damage die.
The striking is the
potency
damage die. The
Yes.
potency is like the hit.
Yeah, is a plus to hit. Yeah.
And so you want to take it effectively from a striking to a greater striking?
Yes, and I'm like trying to do the math because like looking at Archives of Nethys. It says basically if you want to upgrade the existing one you already have to a better one, it's like the difference between the two prices.
It would be 1,000 gold pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, actually looking at it, I don't actually have that much, so
Greater Strike is really expensive.
Greater striking is very expensive, but it all is also like really fucking good.
Right.
Well, yeah, especially on a Kopesh that deals fucking. I'm trying to look at what the actual damage is. It's a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I'm close, but not quite there. I'm like 945 GP. Oh boy.
Part of me wants to have either like something with precious materials made, just because that sounds cool. But I'm also debating just getting a couple armor runes, honestly.
Zendros kind of looks at the place for a second and is hesitant. He's like, might just wait and go somewhere else. We have time. Yes, just I don't think I'm gonna go in there. Probably not the best idea.
But why not?
You could say I have a colored history with that name, and he kind of points up at the sign or whatever's displaying the name and just yeah, you detect a little bit of venom when he's in his voice when he says that.
Gotcha. Well, let's go find food.
Sounds like a fair idea to me. Anywhere rather than here.
We're gonna go get breakfast. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, if you would like to go, Zendros will point this out. If you would still like to go in, feel free. I'm just not a wise decision for me.
Also, sort of just skimming through some of the like more mundane magic items like alchemist goggles and shit. Like I haven't taken a good look at them since we've had all this cash. So like I've been trying to stall because I don't know what I want to buy yet.
That is a question. Would magical items like that be part of an armor smithing shop, or would it be like its own store in a city this big?
That's something I wanted to bring up. After doing my clove thing, I would like to visit Radicasters as a patron rather than an informant.
Yeah, I'm going with him on that one.
I just noticed your shirt, Dan, and I want you to know.
Oh yeah, I have. How many of these shirts do I have of the fucking hunting club? I've got Teostra, Nergigante, Legiana, Kushala Daura. I think I've got one other.
Fair. Just how fortuitous. I'm wearing my Zenogre shirt. You're wearing your fucking Teostra shirt. Let's go. Anyway.
So there's at least one thing I do know I want if it's available here, which would be the bracers of armor, and I can trade in my leather armor. And that solves a problem I was actually trying to figure out for later down the line. Uh, 607 in the core rulebook.
Yeah, 607. Yeah. Excuse me. So. Oh fuck. Excuse me. I'm assuming, of course, type 1.
Oh yeah, yeah, I ain't that loaded.
That's fair. No. As you walk into Asilmore Weapons, Armor, and Armory, so the building itself is a kind of on the corner of an intersection, a four-way intersection, and it just kind of takes up one corner of the entire of the four-way intersection. And as you walk in up the steps, there's just weapons along an entire wall, just hanging, very shining, very, very freshly polished and sharpened. And along one wall is just like suits of metal armor, and very, again, polished and shining looking. And then you can hear, actually coming from the back, the tink, tink, tink of a hammer on an anvil coming from somewhere in the back. And as you enter, you hear kind of permeate through the air, just, and from out of the back, a very proper looking gentleman kind of steps out from the back and just, hello there, how can I help you?
No, I didn't think through how to word this in game. What are bracers of armor?
Roleplay, bitch.
Right. Well, I'm gonna gesture at the leather armor I'm wearing. I'm looking to trade this in for we'll say something a bit the same but less.
We're looking for. I see. And he kind of walks over and kind of holds up your arms, kind of looking at it. Interesting. More but less. This thing, we are unfortunately not able to do. However, I do know of a very reputable shop. A very reputable shop nearby. Be able to help you with this thing. Very much believe would be somewhere in the neighborhood of what you're looking. And he kind of takes out a notebook and just kind of writes down an address actually for you. Before smiling. And however, need those daggers improved, your crossbow improved. Please don't hesitate to come back. We would love your business.
On the way out, I am gonna pause. Do you have any specialty materials?
What did you have in mind?
Well, gonna again gesture at myself. I'm not the biggest, and this here crossbow's a bit heavy.
Material to potentially make your crossbow lighter.
I want a darkwood crossbow. I just can't afford it yet.
Tell you what. I'll look into it. And come back at some point, and I might have something for you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And kind of nods and
Doing the over the shoulder wave as I leave.
Odd fellow. Lawrence, you said you were heading back to Redicaster.
Yes.
Okay.
With Pax, I believe.
Yes, I'm going with.
Yes. Pax. You both kind of step up again, much the same as last time you were here. It was It's very light, very open, very breezy. And as you walk in, the large tiger-like form of Radicaster kind of steps out from the back. Just, friends, welcome back. What do I owe the honor of this return visit?
Feel on customs this time.
Hell, I'll never turn down the potential for customers. What are you looking for?
I'm here to peruse.
Are you looking for something specific?
Not yet.
Well, please take a look. Take a look. And he kind of smiles to both of you, and before kind of like, just motioning to some glass cases that show off, honestly, a big variety of magical items and even magical weapons. Well, less magical weapons. That actually is more where theft just was. But yeah, a lot of like magical weapons and whatnot.
Magical items.
Thank you. Stuck in one mode.
What kind? Yes, it's good to know that we can find them here, but like, what kinds are we finding?
Rings and stabs and that kind of stuff. Or as I saw in the Discord, a magical yurt or explorer's yurt. That kind of stuff, effectively. You even find some wands.
I really don't know how to ask for the things I want. I do have a question for you.
It is a trauma related issue.
Does the Pathfinder Society exist?
No.
Okay. That takes care of one of the items I was looking, or two of the items I was looking to get, so that's not a concern then.
Perhaps friends, I can. Would you perhaps? You seem, and he kind of motions to Lawrence. Seem fairly magically inclined. Perhaps you'd be interested in this wand of fireball.
I handle my own casting, as it were, and my my skill in combat is more to be paired with my martial capability.
Understandable.
I would like to take a look at like what rings he has, for instance.
Okay. Not quite a selection. And it honestly, it seems like he's the kind of guy that really kind of does his own enchanting.
Mm-hmm.
So there's I mean, there's a lot, especially because actually the display cases are actually like seeming to magically rotate out effectively.
Fair.
Just like every minute, it's just like it kind of slides over into nothingness, and out of nothingness, another display case comes out.
I guess I have to ask the blunt question then, because this hasn't been very helpful. I'm not gonna lie. What do they do? I just examples of what like some of the rings that he has do, for instance.
Fair. Look, I need to know what you want, basically.
Right.
But
I understand that. I don't need anything right now, so I'm just trying to figure out what I can grab, basically.
Well, and again, there's like there are some rings of armor, increased armor. Some rings of increased health. Rings of virility. Radicast just don't buy those. They're bullshit.
I can tell.
That got Dan.
Shit.
I can give you. I can. We have rings of protection, both from a particular type of physical attack or even mental.
I have a problem that perhaps you have some things that can assist. This armor, it is effective considerably, but it sits heavy on my shoulders. Is there something you can give me to help alleviate this problem?
I could, with enough time, enchant it so that the armor is more light. Is as you are asking, lighter. As you say, rest less heavy on your shoulder.
Well, TJ, there is the lifting belt, which increases the bulk that you can carry before you become encumbered to 6 plus your strength modifier.
Right. It's less the bulk and more the strength penalty, or the strength requirement to wear heavy armor without taking a movement penalty.
Well, that's just called not being a bitch.
I would love to, but we're one level short. I am still bitch mode until level 5. I apologize.
TJ, how short of strength are you?
1 boost short.
Couldn't you replace a piece of it with an armored skirt?
Don't know.
I believe that's a thing. You might have to look that up. I thought I read that.
I could give you enchantment, and specifically since you're wanting to reduce the strength value required to kind of move freely in it. It would take about a week, but the Ratacaster is very sure that he could, in the end, give you a ring that would be, or not give you a ring, but enchant your armor to effective.
Fuck this. No, Cam has a good point. Because when I'd read the armored skirt, all that was available to me at the time was the stuff about breastplate, chain shirt, chainmail, and scale mail. But yes, if you do wear an armored skirt with to replace appropriate portions of half or full plate, you reduce the item bonus to AC by 1, but you lessen the check penalty by 1, decrease the strength score required by 2, and increase the armor's dex cap by 1.
Okay.
That sounds like he's due for a visit to an armorer instead.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And luckily, Theft just happened to be inside of a shop that would help with that. But no, and I mean, Ratacaster does say, give him a week. He could probably enchant your armor to do exactly what you would like to do.
Without the compromised armor and all that good shit.
Right.
I will see if there's other options, but it's good to know it's possible.
I understand. Adventurers without armor is walking around naked.
Especially for a glorified wizard.
Do not worry, friend. I understand. He kind of reaches out and just ruffles Lorenz's hair. Just
Lorenz recoils.
Because his hand is literally as big as Lorenz's head.
Right,
Lorenz immediately just pulls the fuck back, like,
apologies. I'm sorry.
It's just not a great fan of physical touch. It's okay.
Apologize. But you...
Gogright says otherwise.
Yeah, we don't need to know that!
But you, my half-orc compatriot, what can I help you with?
Mom and Dad have both told me stories about items that can make you quicker or stronger or scarier, but they never went into detail. Is that real?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, of course. I even have boots of speed here. Kind of goes over to a section, just kind of pulls out some red boots. It's like, they make you faster.
You just wiggle them a little bit in front of them.
Trying to give the orc red boots because they'll make him go faster. This racist as fuck. That's totally.
Fuck off.
You motherfucker. How broken is Jake right now?
I have no clue. He's gone.
Oh. motherfucker.
So he mentioned they were red specifically. I was like, hold on, this is fucked. Trying to get my man OJ into a smaller glove. I just hear from the bathroom, excuse the fuck out of me? Cause problems on purpose.
To see Pax like putting on, like I'm like, me and the boys gonna take our shinies elsewhere. I don't know how Warhammer orcs partake in commerce, so that's the best I can come up with.
teeth.
Yeah, it's still the same way fantasy Warhammer orcs do. You crump the other orcs to get their teeth, to use their teeth to buy the shiny bits to put on your DACA.
Fun fact, before I gave up on ever putting models together because that's too tedious,
All those boys.
Yeah, I was gonna run. I can't remember. It was the Mad Doc that was my orc like leader, and I was going to do the cyborg upgrade, 2 orc bikers, and just glue the model heads on top of the bikes.
By the way, there is actually a Mad Doc hero unit that you could have used for that armory to make it completely justified.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the one I was. I just don't remember his name.
Mad Doc Grotznik.
That's the one. Thank you.
Who put the fucking adamantium plate in Gazgul Thraka's head and made him be able to take a god.
All right, now ignoring TJ's blatant racism against orcs.
I'm not the one who tried to sell an orc red boots.
The description does say black or green.
But no, Boots' feet are described as sleek red boots. Thank you very much.
Oh, you were okay. I thought you were trying to sell me boots of elven kind.
No.
Speed.
Uh,
Flash's shoes.
Pax. He does kind of like, he thinks it over a little bit, seeing you're not very interested in the red boots, and he kind of pushes them away before walking over and just kind of pulls out like a bracelet. He's kind of very silver in construct. This could very well be what you are looking for. Is I call it a bracelet of dashing. You may, once per day, activate it. Gives you... It increases your speed by a set amount. For about 1 minute. And in general makes you feel, even when not activated, would it make you feel very much lighter on your feet.
That is pretty strong. Shit, I just looked up the item.
That sounds right.
Is this something you would be interested in?
Yes.
Okay. And he kind of nods before... well... Normally I would charge about 60 gold for this particular item. However, because you did give me quite a bit of help bringing me the artifact that you brought me, I would sell it to you for 30 gold.
Deal.
Okay. Exchange over 30 gold, and he hands you a bracelet of dashing. Let's see, who else would like thing? Aslan, the item that you asked me about, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That also is something that actually would bring you back to Redicaster.
Unsurprising.
So about the time as Pax is making his purchase, Aslan kind of walks in, looking at Lorenz and Pax, just as she walks in, and Redicaster looks up, just and your tiefling friend, hello.
Hello.
How can I help you?
1 moment. She turned to Lawrence. So far, nobody seems overly offended by my presence.
Good to know. Thank you for putting your neck out like that. I will be leaving to visit an armorer. I trust Pax, and you will take this man for all he's worth, giving the man a playful smile, and then fucking off out of the store, basically.
All right.
Then she'll turn back to Radagast. In my walking around, I recalled some stories that I heard many years ago of items that could reduce one's dependence on certain necessities. Like sleep or food.
Nice.
Gonna nods. Actually, that is actually a very common item that is asked for out here in the harshness of the desert. And he kind of walks over to a selection of a rotating selection of rings, waits about a minute before plucking out one from a display. This is a ring of sustenance, and it will actually reduce it so that you only need to sleep about 2 hours a night, and you do not need to eat food or water.
I will take it.
Excellent, excellent. Now, fair warning, unlike most magical items that you tend to invest, this one, which are very quick, this one takes a week before it begins to fully feel, you begin to fully feel the effects.
Very well. The warning is appreciated.
Of course. 1 week, once a day for a week, and at that point, you should start to feel less need for food and drink and sleep, effectively turning into a machine. I almost said a Terminator, and that was going to break everything, so glad I caught myself there.
I mean, androids exist.
No, they don't.
Technically.
Yeah, in the core, in one rulebook, not in this setting. I want to play an Android. You can go fuck yourself.
What about an iPhone?
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our mid-session break.
It is
Jake gave a solid Nokia to that.
Oh, Aslan. He sold that to you, by the way, for about 160 gold.
It's a really good deal.
Giving you the same very friendly discount that he gave Pax. But yeah, so he gives you that. Anything else? Other than
yeah, if he has +1 striking hand wrap, she'd probably take some of those too.
Yeah.
Hand wrap some mighty blows.
Yeah, hand wraps and mighty blows. Yeah, fairly easily, honestly.
Okay, then she'll get that the +1 striking hand.
Right.
So that one, it's basically the one that already has striking baked into it.
Yeah, right. No, that's fine. Absolutely.
Okay.
You know what's funny actually? And Lorenz, actually, as you head across town, you yourself actually discover the Asilomore blade and armor and armory.
Just kind of like tilts because Asilomore is put on the name of the business, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, Lawrence just kind of tilts his head at that. Moves on in.
You actually pass Fef as Fef is leaving. And you see Zendros hanging out outside, kind of down the block, effectively.
Right.
As you approach, you just see his Zendros just kind of hanging out down the block, just
Give him away. Step on him.
Scowling at the sign, kind of debating whether I want to throw something at it.
Rotten fruit. Fuck you guys. That's her. And then I want to step in and see about replacing like the chosses of the armor with armored skirt, basically.
okay. Honestly, all they really need is they just take your waist measurement.
Okay.
And they have one even in stock.
Sick.
Like it's like they pull it out of a literal like almost bargain bin kind of display of like small, medium, large, extra large kind of thing. They just pull a medium out and just 2 gold.
Right away.
Okay. So yeah, I leave it to you to kind of make those adjustments to your.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
And unless there's anything else that anyone wants, we'll call mid-session break here. Get your snacks, get your drinks, get your bathroom break. I did that earlier.
I do need to purchase, but I can wait till after the break.
Oh yes, the braces are.
I've been thinking about stuff for me to potentially get and do, and yeah, I'll take care of that after break.
Okay.
I've been trying to plot out exactly what it is I'm looking for.
I got you. Then be back here in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Okay, that does actually fit. Cool.
I'm back.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
am the return now.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Actually, Dan, I don't think that's correct because the AC granted by armor isn't item bonus. That's just built into the armor. So you could have armor and bracers of armor and have the benefits from both, I think.
I'm not sure that's correct because when under the armor potency rune description, it says increase the armor's item bonus to AC by 1. So I think that means that your bonus to AC from armor is considered an item bonus.
Right, but then it seems weird though that the bracers of the bracers would have a thing also noting that your maximum dexterity fire is +5. If it doesn't give you armor, then why does it matter? Or like if you can't use it with armor, why would that dexterity modifier matter?
Because explorer's clothes do the same thing of you count as unarmored and can get the runes on it, but it caps the dexterity bonus to AC at 5 instead of unlimited from what you normally have for being unarmored. So it's essentially just, do you want to be completely unarmored and if you have super high dex, get all of that bonus? Or do you want to cap out how much you can get from dex, but get the benefit of runes?
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sit out on the back deck for a little while that has actual goddamn air. Unfortunately, our windows are east to west, and the wind is coming from south to north. We're not getting any of that airflow into our apartment.
Right.
Things just really warm, especially with both PCs running. Obviously, I'm running my streaming setup. So it's just, oh, fuck, it's warm in here. Oh, it looks like Fef is not back.
Jake, you may be happy to hear. It sounds like that my DM in my other Pathfinder game it might be switching to Foundry.
Oh, hey.
Roll20.
Foundry is literally the best virtual tabletop out there, bar none. Fuck a Roll20.
Sponsor us, please.
Foundry can't afford to sponsor anybody. No,
So they have standards and
no real
stuff.
talk. Foundry is literally 6 people.
Oh,
yeah, with one, to my knowledge, one actual major developer, and the other 5 are just staff.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 6? I meant 5. One of them is just a bot on the Discord server. Foundry is a super small team.
That just makes this all the more impressive. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and in addition, all of these game systems are done by independent other people. Like, if you had the programming knowledge and wherewithal, you could literally program in your own version of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition system. Because it's effectively just you want to see this system in Foundry, program it yourself.
And the tools are all just there for them to be able to import all that shit then?
Yeah. Assuming you have the programming knowledge, you can literally just start a fucking, like, system in Pathfinder, in Foundry, and just roll with it. That's what there is. There's Call of Cthulhu. There's Blades in the Dark. There's Seventh Sea. There's fucking Shadowrun D&D.
And all of those are essentially like fan-made and imported to Foundry?
Fan-made in Foundry and updated by, upkept effectively by those individual teams of people.
That's actually fucking sick. Holy shit.
It's really cool. Like, for real talk, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition team, they're the guys, it's like 3 dudes, to my knowledge. And when Advanced Player's Guide came out, they had everything in the Advanced Player's Guide in Foundry and out to everyone to update within 48 hours.
God damn.
To quote the dude that is actually like the Pathfinder 2nd Edition lead, he said, "I don't think we slept." Because they had to get everything for all the class features, all the class feats, all the spells, everything that was in the Advanced Player's Guide that needs to be effectively able to be added to a character sheet or involved on a character sheet. They had to get that on there,
which is even adds levels of complexity with like versatile heritages.
Yeah,
right.
They got all that into Foundry within 48 hours.
Christ.
Yeah, with actually minimal mistakes.
Well, luckily, at least like things like the versatile heritage and whatnot, that was at least in playtest enough. I would think. I don't know about the versatile heritage, but some of that stuff was at least in playtest enough that they could have set up some of the framework in advance.
Advanced Player's Guide actually did not have any playtest beforehand.
So, there was playtest material for the classes.
Oh,
that
that's right. That's right.
But maybe not the versatile heritages.
But yeah, no,
I don't know. Oracle Witch Investigator had playtest material.
I don't know his name, but his at on Discord. Actually, I shouldn't even say it out loud. But the dude that's behind the team that's behind the Pathfinder 2nd Edition is just fucking legendary. So good. I mean, they've got Cyberpunk has its own offshoot now. There's one for Chaosium game systems, which is kind of like your Call of Cthulhu, your other stuff that uses the Chaosium dice system. Legend of the Five Rings has its own fucking offshoot that is kept by a dedicated community. Starfinder, of course. The Fantasy Flight Games version of Star Wars actually has its own upkeep, its own thing and whatnot. It's World of Darkness. It's really cool because it's like, hey, is there a community around this board game or this tabletop? They can come to Foundry, and if they have the programming skills, they can make their own offshoot, their branch, program it to work for their system, put it out to people.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the fuck out of how just like almost how indie Foundry kind of is. And yet it, obviously, you guys have seen, aside from the occasional jank, works beautifully. But also, when you consider that it is effectively maintained by like 5 people.
It's just that much more impressive.
Right, considering how little jank there is overall.
Even the jank becomes a little more understandable.
Right.
I do kind of wonder if, just out of curiosity, if they have Exalted 3rd Edition module, because, like...
I mean, I could check...
I would say probably no on that one. But the biggest thing there is character movement is very different in that compared to anything else you've ever done. So, like, I imagine most people here aren't familiar with Exalted 3rd Edition.
There are currently, by the way, 134 systems on Foundry.
Nice.
But individual game systems.
In the previous versions, it's got kind of your standard move. Like you have some sort of calculatable move speed and whatnot that you can travel X amount of yards or whatever. And Exalted is basically anime, the role playing. Not exactly, but like you do like crazy anime over the top stuff because you're imbued with the power of a friggin' god.
It's rule of cool.
It is very much rule of cool. In fact, you get bonus dice for describing your actions in cool ways.
Yep.
So it's kind of like the D20 modern offshoot, the Besom system, big eyes, small mouth.
Well, it's
to a point where you can do kind of extreme shit. I literally had
it's World of Darkness or roots in terms of like mechanics, but then throw some anime on that shit.
That's fair. Well, Besom was actually like an anime-inspired system, like directly. I had a swordsman character who had a sword specifically dedicated to deflecting lasers.
Nice.
He was able to parry any laser fire that came his way because it was a mirrored blade.
Right, but so anyways, I kind of got off topic. So the way that the movement in Exalted 3rd Edition works is basically each character has range bands around them. So you've got like close range, short range, medium range, long range. And you can move like one range band as part of a normal action.
Okay.
So tracking where people are in relation to each other probably gets a little tricky in that sort of situation, especially on a map like this, because you kind of have to like, where is everybody in relation to everyone else?
Right.
Like each person basically each token would have like a set of range bands around it. Is how you do it, and then you'd basically I want to move towards this character. I want to move one range band closer to, enemy number 2.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that getting super fucking complicated. Then yeah.
Right, but like for like an abstract thing, if you're not working with like a map and whatnot, it works fine because you just. And I think it's probably kind of meant more to be done that way. Less, where are you specifically on a map, and more, where are you in relation? Because it's meant to be a very free-flowing, stylish combat.
It's Exalted.
A little like rules light, kinda, or.
Oh no, it's the game itself has got a fair amount of rules, but I mean it's.
I feel like that follows Exalted's design philosophy very heavily, though.
Right.
It's a lot of
let them do cool things, yeah. But like by rule, like they have rules for just standard one-on-one combat, mass combat. So like if you're leading troops in the battles, there's different rules, or rules for if you're fighting against, if you're fighting against an army, there's different rules for that. Like even as one person fighting against an army, and as an exalt, you can do that. It's called a warm-up. There's even rules for something called social combat, for basically if you're engaging in like debates or something, or trying to sway crowds or things like that. So they have a lot of different systems. But
makes sense. So
I would love to show people that system because it's like my favorite. Exalted's my favorite.
Exalted is
kind of like Jake loves Shadowrun. I love Exalted.
Fair. Exalted is one of those systems that a lot of my upbringing in tabletop was kind of biased against Exalted, and as a result, it's one of those systems that I've always wanted to try. Basically, it's one of those, hey kid, we hate this system, and I'm like, but why do we hate this system? Let me play it. So I would be down for that tour at some point.
But anyway, I will stop derailing from this, although I don't know if we're still waiting for Dave to return.
Hey!
Hey, what up, Yonkos?
Hey.
Yes, and now I'm gonna look at this list of talismans because I didn't even know those were a thing.
There's some neat stuff with talismans. The one sort of caveat is, again, you can only have one talisman affixed at a time. With the exception, I think there is actually an archetype that can actually do a ton. Yeah, the Talisman Dabbler can like affix a shit ton of talismans.
I think talismans are also one-time use.
Yeah, they are consumables, but like that's the idea of like they have pretty damn good effects, honestly, just for one-time stuff. But still, if you want to go that route of just having a bunch of these little fucking MacGuffins to cover your ass on stuff,
Yeah, 'cause-
talismans are pretty fucking neat.
yeah. There's Talisman Dabbler that allows you to fuck around with that sort of thing, and then there's Scroll Trickster, which
Mhm.
allows you to do the opposite, or the same thing, but with
Spell scrolls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some neat little stuff. Like I love the archetype system. Again, just
Yeah.
minor hit. Like it's probably the coolest like multi-classing sort of system that I've seen. Yeah.
And also to sell my current leather armor because I don't. Yeah. I'm squinting at you out of game, but in game, I don't know no better, so I'll pay that. All right, got that taken out. I will trash the leather armor. See if I can't add the bracers myself. Yeah, big city markups, man.
Mm.
It was 2 gold for the armored skirt, by the way, right? You said it was 2 gold for the armored skirt, by the way? Okay.
Thank you. I will do it the next opportunity. Will do now.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And I think even if you like lose your investiture to something, it still counts as having invested. So like you can't invest a bunch of things, lose the investiture, and then invest beyond that 10. Right. I think I have an idea of what I want to do now with my day. I'm gonna see if there's any sort of like sending service for giving communications across long distance. If there's any like potential, if there's like a mages guild or anything that handles something along that line of request to convey messages.
I was
Okay.
muted for stream. Give me another society check.
Okay.
You find it in about 15 minutes.
All right.
It's not like a dedicated sending service, but it is like kind of an public outreach of the Mages Guild of the kind of in the area. And kind of a sorry, my thigh just really itched suddenly. Kind of a roundish building, kind of in somewhat in the middle of like a square. The public kind of square, not an actual like geometric just square in the middle of nowhere.
Right. No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
And as you kind of enter, there's like 4 mages inside, and one of them. Oh, hello. How can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if you might have any sort of sending service. There is a message I wish to convey to someone quite some ways away.
You can do that.
Perfect. Is there any sort of fee or service associated with said?
It is 5 silver for the first 35 words, and then an additional 3 silver for every 10 word after that.
That sounds agreeable. I don't believe it'll take much more than the 5 silver.
Which who is the recipient, and in what city do they reside?
I personally don't remember the full name, but I remember it's Christoph.
Let's see, that would be Christoph van Ziegler der Hansel. I'll even type it out for you.
Let me see how close I actually got to the correct spelling myself. Okay, I was a little off, but yeah. Right. Message is intended for one Christoph van Ziegler der Hansel in the city of Gugret.
And he kind of stares at you for a second. Just imperial names.
They are what they are.
Yeah, quite.
I'm familiar enough with odd names.
Yes, and what is your name? Who's the message from?
Mahajapit.
Mahajapit, got it. And what is the message?
Bop it.
Okay.
Ha! Shut.
Debating how to word this.
I was going to if you didn't.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Literally just staring at you this whole time, by the way. Just very intently, just staring deep into your eyes. To the point where it's starting to get a little awkward, not gonna lie. It's weird. It's for sure it's a little weird.
I'm just wondering how direct to be about this.
All right, come on.
All right. Fuck it. Just gonna be out front with it. Do you know of the Grand Dragon Horde? If so, what knowledge of the Horde or a possible map to it can you share, or is that better suited to another personal meeting?
Okay. And it kind of writes all this down very quickly. Was that 33? Am I counting? Or
33, yeah.
3 words, yep. Yeah, that would be...
I literally was typing it up just to make sure.
That's fair. That's fair. That would be... I said it was 25 for the it was 5 silver for the first 25, right? What did I say for the first 35?
35.
Okay, so yeah, just 5 silver. Just under the limit, and well done.
Well, my old line of work, you figured out how to make the most of your words.
Joppin is a master of old form Twitter.
I'm now just thinking of that the bit from Parks and Rec of no conversation lasts more than 100 words. You have used 9, I have used 20. Continue.
The best part is someone
It
someone counted out every word of that conversation and came up to exactly 100.
Mm-hmm. That's some beautiful fucking writing there. But yeah, I'll go ahead and subtract the silver.
I hate being that guy about it. That's kind of what happens when you have Tina Fey in charge of your comedy writing. If there's a joke to be made about the precise amount of number or the precise amount of words in a joke, that's all that joke is going to have.
No,
Structure
that's fair.
joke is funnier.
That's fair. That's fair. So that being said, all of your magical purchases made. Theft, obviously, those are all approved.
I was also going to be doing some shopping after this message and everything went through.
Sure, of course. Yeah, hit me up. What you looking for?
I'm looking for some runes.
Also, we did kind of out in that Discord chat. We did agree that we should probably all invest in Explorer's Zerd at some point, which you said Ratatosker does have, or Ratacaster. Ratatosker was the Wizard of Brown.
No, that's Radagast. Ratatosker,
Thank you.
fucking squirrel from Norse mythology.
I knew I was fucking it up somewhere. That squirrel's talking mad shit. So yes, thank you, Dustin. Yeah, we should. While we know of somewhere that Explorer's Yurt can be acquired, it would probably behoove us, and I won't push the party into it at first, to grab that now before we forget and don't grab it later.
Okay, no, that's fair.
If that's cool with everybody else.
I definitely agree. I looked over the Explorer's Yurt just out of curiosity, and it's like, yeah, no, that's fucking fantastic.
Right.
Like, that is a fantastic fucking investment.
17-year-old is like, where the fuck is this been?
At full price, it would basically be 14 platinum, 67 gold per person to make an even split to cover it.
We appreciate the absolute fuck out of you doing that math for us.
No, Ratacaster does have that yurt, and if you all are willing to subtract that much gold, yeah, he'll sell it.
How much was it again?
67 gold?
14 plat. It's 666,666. So I mean, if you want to do 14 platinum and then 6 in the rest.
Okay.
If you want to be precise. Yeah,
that helps.
And do remove value, not specific type. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and subtract that. Contribute my share. Yeah, I was going to be looking for some runes. Would that be back at the Sealmore, or is that something that Ratacaster deals in? Right. Okay, I'll probably actually make a stop at each of them. I'm gonna head to the Sealmores first. I'm looking for an armor resiliency rune.
I would also, out of game, like to remind people that they can buy runes, but they don't have to pay merchants to apply those runes. I can do that for you.
Right. Yeah, that is if they do have just the rune stone that they're willing to just part with. Yeah.
Oops, I was muted. I can only assume Zendros still down the block glaring at the shop.
Lawrence is actually going to hang out with him.
Yeah, Zendros doesn't want to get within stone's throw distance of it.
That's fair.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to have, to give you an idea, he doesn't even want someone to take his weapons in for him because he's afraid those will be recognizable. That's how he's like, nope, I don't even want him to know I'm here. I don't want him to even know I'm farting in their direction, basically.
That's good to know because Lawrence would have offered. So thank you for filling that out. But yeah, so now it is Lawrence looking rather nonchalant, and then Zedros looking hella frowny faced at Isomor's shop.
That's fair. Mahajapit, as you walk in, again, the same kind of prim and proper gentleman that met with Theth. Kind of agrees to just, how can I help you today?
Yes, I was wondering if you have anything, any sort of rune stones that might be used to make some armor a little more resilient.
Yes, we have those actually spades. Would you like a normal, greater, or a major?
We shall keep to the base level for now.
Of course,
And-
of course. And I'm assuming you would like this affixed to your armor?
If I could just have the rune stone itself, I have no need to get it applied immediately.
Understandable. That would be 343 gold pieces then.
Very well.
He kind of nods and plucks a runestone kind of out of a display, puts it in a very nice silk cloth that has the Asilmore family crest on it, and before setting it into a very nice and finely decorated wooden jewelry box.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely. Please, do not hesitate to come back should you need armor or weapon. And do not hesitate to recommend us to your friends. We would love to do business. And if your errands ashore, do not hesitate to hit up to visit our our main family branch. They have far more items available than we do.
Understood. I shall have to keep that in mind. Till then, very well.
And you. It is about that time, actually. Zindros. You feel a chill run down your spine. And Mahajapit, Lorenz, and actually Fef, because you are still in the neighborhood, you all kind of feel the temperature go from about a dry 85 degrees to a also still very dry 60 degrees.
Can I throw out an Arcana or Occultism?
Yeah, I was actually going to say same.
Yes, take your pick, actually, either or. And that goes for all four of you.
I will definitely.
Oh!
Tracks.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Nice.
Very nice. Mahajapit, you're still kind of holding your runestone, your nice, fancily wrapped runestone. You're not quite sure. You notice the chill, but you don't really know what. Lorenz and Zindros, actually, you both immediately recognize this as death magic has suddenly come about through the air. And as you begin to hear screams, actually, from down the road, both ways, which both Fef and Mahajapit, you both actually hear these as well. And Aslan and Pax, you both are nearby, but not quite at the scene yet, as you hear screams. As you look down the street, see a sort of stumbling. It's not quite a skeleton, but it's not quite a zombie. Very much, I would say, actually, a white.
Oh no!
Coming through the streets, one on either side, and both of them have eyes locked on Zendros. And Mahajapit, from your perspective on the steps of the Silmore shop, actually, you can see two more coming down from the sides of the crossroads.
Shit.
Give me one moment. Bill.
Sorry about that.
I have pulled my spike chain the minute the screaming started.
Yeah, I pull out both my Kopesh.
Yeah, the blade gets you on.
Nope, that's fair.
And loaded.
Yeah. I'd say that Ma, like, hearing the scream, immediately rushed to like tuck away the runestone,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, seeing stuff. Would I have time to use like the 6 seconds to summon Glinthotuk, or is that
I'd
going to have
allow
to be
it.
first turn?
I'd allow it for sure.
Yeah, like there is no caring of like appearances at this point. Yeah, no, just immediately sewing away the runestone and just bringing up Glinthotuk.
Anybody else got a big black box with no tokens?
No. Well, actually, because you and Aslan are not there, your tokens are not present. Actually, however, because I also realized that's not exactly fair to you two, I will put you guys here as observers. With you, you guys kind of like say you're on the way. Effectively, it will take you 2 rounds to arrive.
Okay.
And then
Actually, Aslan might get there quicker than me just because of the excessive movement.
that is true. Actually, Aslan is much quicker.
Although, I do have these neat bracelets now.
True. Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah, if you'll allow it, I'll take that as my one activation for the bracelets to get that movement speed bonus.
Okay.
So I can get there a little quicker as well.
Should we go ahead and roll our initiative too?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, don't forget to also activate combat stance on your token.
Right.
Taking a moment for that to load.
I thought I got to go first for once.
Not quite.
Say it takes me a round, at least a full round to get there, and then you can put me in at the initiative for the next one at the top. Or whatever.
All
He'll
right.
just skip
Wow.
over us in the order. And
Surprising, I rolled the lowest.
Yeah. Actually, wow.
Spoilers, I am afraid.
Pax, you will say this first round is spent getting you to combat.
Yes.
Which road would you like to come in on? East or north?
I will come in on the east road.
Start you there next. All right. This white. Looking at you, Zendros, specifically. It is going to come in walking towards you. And as it gets within range, it is going to strike out with its claws. Very much just Oh, fuck. And miss utterly. Jesus Christ. And attempt to strike again, admittedly, with a disadvantage. Oh, 26 on that second hit.
That does indeed hit.
Not a crit, though. As it comes in, give me a fortitude save.
Okay.
Ooh, you are as the
Hero point.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna hero point it.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Feel these claws dig into your flesh. Oof.
Damn.
Despite attempting to shake off this sensation, you feel the claws kind of begin to some sort of negative effect begins to take hold, and you are drained 1. Beth, it is your turn.
Well, trying to evaluate which is a better target, and I think I'm gonna have to go with the one that is closer to Friendo's. I always forget how to make the ping happen.
Hold down.
Yeah, hold down.
Yeah, there we go. Gonna
Hold
pop a shot with my crossbow over that way.
Over which way? I did not see your ping. I'm sorry. Oh, that one? Okay. Sorry, I just realized your color is very, like, orange, as is the land here, so... But no.
Oh, I do have to double check one thing, sorry.
Nope, you're fine. And, Zindros, as it kind of digs into you, you see its own, You see the white actually begin to seems to get more... vibrant. Its skin...
Invigorated, basically.
Yes. Definitely seems much more invigorated afterwards.
Okay.
Oh.
So, just I was making sure. So, that's the one that hasn't gone yet, yeah?
Yeah, that is one that has not gone yet.
So it's also flat-footed to me.
You would have to give me a stealth check.
Hold on, because it's based on initiative. Like, if you roll stealth for your initiative.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the ability, so I can just link it in chat. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Actually, kind of like trying to start out the combat encounter, trying to hide effectively, or be more stealthy.
Yeah, because thief, assuming you're track at like
Yeah, it's you act before foes can react on the first round of combat. If you roll deception or stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to you.
Okay, no, I'd allow that. So yeah.
So I get my sneak attack on that guy.
Yep, it is
if I hit.
Right, and it also, because it's flat-footed, has -2 to AC.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna reload and shoot again.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that does not hit.
Hey.
That, however, is a natural. Yeah, that's a crit.
And then is the sneak attack damage doubled as well?
I think it's all damage dice, isn't it?
I
Or like
do-
all, yeah, all damage is doubled.
There you go. So 39 damage.
Check.
Or actually, I don't think it's like you roll double the dice. I think it's just a straight up doubling of damage.
Oh, okay. If you want, I can
I'm thinking-
reroll
I'm
1d6.
thinking- yeah.
No, I
Like-
see
No,
how
no,
it
no,
showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
it's not double dice. It is just roll normal, and then that is doubled.
Yeah, I'm thinking in D&D where it's the number of dice you roll is doubled.
Right. No. So roll that d6.
Oof.
Well, 36 damage still is hella not bad.
Yeah. You loosen your crossbow and just fire into this thing, and it gets it right in its neck. to the point where its head starts to just cant to an odd angle, but it doesn't quite, like, it doesn't go down, and instead of staring at Zendros, it, like, looks over at you for a second without, like, actually turning its body.
Gross.
Before going right back to Zendros. Lorenz, your move.
Okay, so Lawrence fills his hand with this sort of sickly pale darkness and runs the heel of his palm along the edge of the blade, but with the leather gauntlet, it doesn't cut into its flesh. And the blade takes all this weird aspect of seeming to consume the light that reflects on it. Rather than shining in the sunlight of the day, it almost goes like a dull matte color. And using slide casting synthesis, because I just striking spelled chill touch into my blade, I'm going to use, because now I have my full movement speed, Zedros watches Lawrence essentially take a long lunge past him, but a lunge that takes him 20 feet this side of this one, which I do believe makes him flat-footed. Yes.
Yes, it is now
Okay.
flanked. Yes.
And I'm going to strike.
Okay. That hits.
So I also need a DC 19 will save.
It fails.
Critical fail or just regular fail?
Just regular fail.
Okay, so it is flat-footed for 1 round. Just anything that seems to attack it from any range.
Okay.
And now I'm going to do weapon damage.
All right.
Plus, undead can't take persistent bleed, can they? Because the persistent bleed isn't on that roll for some reason.
Right. No, I do not. I believe. It is.
D6. I just don't know if undead take it or not.
No, actually, they are not listed as immune to persistent damage or persistent bleed. So,
Yeah, at the end of its next turn, it takes 1d6 bleed damage. I still don't really know how persistent works.
Persistent damage goes off at the end of their turn.
Right.
yeah, at the
So
end of its turn.
1d6 at the end of its turn?
Yeah.
Correct,
Okay.
and then it makes a flat check, and if it fails the flat check, then it will continue to take the persistent damage the next turn.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that I was understanding that correctly.
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of its next turn, it will take 1d6 bleed damage.
Yes. Mahjapit, you are going at the same time, actually. You both rolled a 26, but...
Right. Okay. So let me just actually scroll in and see. So that's 50 feet. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to be pretty straightforward about this turn. I'm going to have Glinthatook spend his first 2 actions striding.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just moving to intercept that white.
Okay. I think
And
actually
then-
would...
What?
No, you're fine.
He was moving it diagonals. It's just there's only a way to do it so well with the keyboard.
Yeah, no, that's
Right.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it effectively was 10 straight down.
Right.
So I was just trying to get a couple of those going
No, you're
diagonal.
fine.
Yeah. So then for the last action, I'm going to use Act Together and have my drop it. Use Boost Eidolon.
Okay.
So this is going to have a +4 damage bonus if this hits, which I've already factored into the rolls for the
Nice.
boosted tail swipe. And yeah, Gonna have Asglinthatoot comes charging in, just try and sideswipe this thing with his tail.
Oh!
Oh!
Roll that
Nice.
critical damage. Boom. As Glinthatoot just goes charging down the steps and then just BAM!
Yeah. Oh, I guess also another thing to note with Glinthatoot, with one of the feats that I took for his evolution, his tail now comes to a just razor point, just like a spear tip to his tail.
Nice.
I am doing this as a bludgeoning hit. Like he still has the bludgeoning, but now it can be used for piercing.
I got you.
It is
So
versatile.
Glinthatoot comes charging in and just smacks that fucking white so hard it sounds like a drum has been hit. Just a boom, as its head just kind of bobbles for a second before it just Ow. Right. Wait.
Compared to that one.
Up north. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, just trying to close in on on Zendros. As this one that has a bolt sticking out of its neck from Theth, actually, comes within range, and actually it's flanking you, Zendros. So, going to strike with its claws and just kind of clawing at you for 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Oops. Okay. And it is going to deal 6 damage. Give me another fortitude save. Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck indeed.
We're now drained 2. And it is going to, again, just with this single-minded focus, it is going to attempt to strike at you again. But does not succeed. You are able to, luckily, because of this continued kind of barrage, you're able to get your defenses up for this one and get out of the way in time. Azalin, you, having heard the screams from where you were, are able to kind of rush in. And where would you like? What path would you like to be coming in on the map?
She was probably traveling with packs, so they'll probably
Okay.
go the same.
Okay, so coming in on right there, and next turn, obviously, you'll be able to act normally. This white is going to actually just try to attempt to swipe at Glinthatoot, actually.
Okay.
As it is presenting an immediate threat for 19 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. It's going to swipe again. Actually, with its other hand, just going to come in and for 26.
That does hit.
Okay. Ooh, for 9 damage on Glinthatoot, and I need Glinthatoot to give me a fortitude save.
Okay.
Very successful. Able to resist the kind of negative effect of whatever is on this, whatever magic is affecting this white, before it begins to 1, 4, 5, and begins to also begin its march towards Zendros. Speaking of Zendros, it is your turn.
All right. So first thing, I'm going to use my first 2 actions, and I'm actually going to cast heal on the white that is in front of Lorenz to damage it.
Okay.
Actually, thinking about it and reading it over, I'm just going to use the 1 action, because the 2 action actually doesn't have the +8 effect, because it specifically says if you're healing a living creature.
Got you.
So just the 1 action then.
Okay. Smart thinking. As the white, you kind of channel this energy towards healing and shove it into this white, which makes it go "Ah!" as it screams gutturally at the pain that this positive energy, has inflicted upon it.
And then after that, I am going to use. Where the fuck is it? There it is. I'm gonna use my double slice
Okay.
on that same weight.
All right.
So, Tori, maybe. There we go. So,
Ooh. That does not hit, unfortunately.
I have to make a roll with the other one, correct?
No, with the other one. What
Yeah, it's
with?
2
Big
strikes.
strikes, but at the same multiple attack penalty.
Yeah, so you don't have a multiple attack penalty for it.
Okay.
That will hit. Right, you kind of your first one, because of the kind of the effects of the strikes so far, kind of fucking with your first swing before you're able to kind of get your footing. With that second swing, you swing in and just slice across this Kopesh's this white's chest as it focuses on you. Just
You're having fun with this.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
Good. That's what it's all about.
And that, I do believe, is the end of your turn.
Yes, it is.
That being said, give me one. Okay. Pax, it is now your turn. You are free to act.
Okay. So. First action, because I'm still under the effects of my bracelets.
Yep.
And then, because of what I can do, I am going to need to roll a tumble through check against that guy.
Okay.
That is his reflex DC.
Yeah. I'll even do this
Let
one public. That did not come out public, but it is a 24 it made.
Well,
Oh, wait,
no,
no.
it's against its
Yeah,
DC.
he's
That's
rolling
right.
against the AC.
Oh,
So
sorry.
yeah, let me
Yeah.
roll my acrobatics here real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Against
I
its
completely
reflex
misheard.
DC.
Oof.
Ooh.
Failed by 1.
So I believe that means that with the tumble through, like, you would end your movement at
Yeah.
spot where you were
I'd
entering
be
it.
stopped right behind him.
Yeah, right there,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, there, and it
kinda-
would trigger reactions if it has any that it would apply, but
It does not at the moment.
Okay.
That being said, it does also just like you kind of try and take a running jump and kind of tumble through its legs, and you just kind of you roll, land on your back, your legs hit the white's back, and you just kind of stop there before getting to your feet. Like, oh, oops.
Huh, that's fine. Swinging my chain.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on. What? Oh, hold on. I messed up one thing real quick here. Give me 1 second. There we go.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
You know, fuck it. I'm going to use my hero point.
Okay. Use the same attack button from the first.
Yeah.
That does hit, by the way. Okay.
Take it.
And you kind of, your first swing kind of misses, but you recorrect yourself, swing it again, and you manage to wrap it around it and pull tight with your chain, kind of digging into its undead flesh, but it doesn't really seem to kind of care. It's just the next bite, which is still flat-footed, is actually going to attempt to... it is going to attempt to grapple you.
God damn, they want my lunch money.
Yes.
That's the whole purpose of this. They all want my damn lunch money. It's just
It is going to be against your Fortitude DC.
okay. Fortitude DC.
Which is 10 plus your modifier on there.
Yes.
10 plus my
Fortitude-
save modifier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 16.
Okay. It does actually manage to grab onto you and get its arms around you. What this does is you are grabbed and we see if they actually have this as a thing in. Oh yeah, they do. Because you are grabbed, you are now flat-footed and immobilized.
Yay.
And as it grabs you, kind of leans in and whispers, "The Master seeks." And unfortunately, because it is grabbing you, it cannot actually swing at you with its claws. So you are free from attacks from it. However, you are now also flat-footed, immobilized, and to all attacks. Fef, your turn.
So first action, moving over to here and dropping crossbow, because I believe dropping crossbow is still, or dropping things still a free action, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna swing on that white.
Okay. Mind it is now flanked. So you have a flat foot. That is a crit.
Hey, it has to make a DC 20 fort save.
Ooh. What is the save? Fort?
Fortitude.
Okay.
It's DC 20.
14.
Said.
And then there's the an additional 2 for the sneak attack. But yeah, it is slowed 1 now.
No, it's dead.
Oh well.
However,
It's slowed every.
as you see the light go out in its eyes, it lunges forward at you and tries to dig in with its claws in one final spiteful attack for 30 to hit.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Oh no!
Jesus.
That is a crit.
Yes. That is very correct. Wait, hold on. Would doing the Ray Shield action do anything for me since I have the talisman that would let me?
No,
do
because it is a
anything?
reaction.
Ooh, all right, fair.
So you, as it dies, it lunges forward with its claws and gets in really good into your sternum with its claws and just digs in before the strength goes out of its hands and it just falls into the street.
That is where I keep a majority of my organs.
Yes. Lorenz, it is your turn.
Okay. At this point, just running the barely sparking fingers against the blade in order to striking spell produce flame. And because the one that is between Zendros and I is the one that has him grappled, correct? I'm just gonna hack along its spine then, basically.
Okay.
I'm gonna hero point that. That's some horse shit.
Okay.
We brought this on ourselves.
We did.
Punishment for the hubris.
That does hit.
Cool.
Just barely.
Alright, give me 1 sec.
And then you do have to also roll for the striking.
Yeah.
That also hits.
Okay, cool. Because it's automatically heightened, and I don't know how to heighten the actual spell rolls, I'm just gonna roll 2d4.
Real quick, roll me a 1d6 for the persistent damage that it should have taken from
Yes.
its passing turn. That is my fault. I forgot to give it a thing. Okay. So it wow. Ah!
So
And then it also makes the flat check to see if it's still bleeding, right?
Yes. And that is a what is that flat? It's 15, isn't it?
DC 15, yes.
no additional multiplication or otherwise.
At 20.
Do it.
That's okay, because it's about to get bleeding again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes bleeding the moment my weapon touches it. Alright, so doing weapon damage first as always. And then 2d4.
Okay. And yet again for persistent damage.
Yes.
It is barely hanging on as your sword just swings in and you feel it pass through something very vital. That if it were a living creature, it would probably be dead. But because it is an undead, it just the head literally 180 snaps to look at you. Just, "Arr! You interfere in the master's work."
Hell with your master.
Is that your third action?
Striking is my third action.
Okay.
Striking spell is a 2-action thing because it's both casting a spell and imbuing it in my blade.
Right.
So that's how they fold it together.
Right.
And then striking is my third action.
Mahajapit, it is your turn then. Of course, going at the same time. Just
Right.
hot tabletop.
Yeah.
Turbler Terp. Toblerone. Toblerone RPGs.
I still need to watch that.
No, you don't. It's bad.
That's okay. One of my favorite movies is Street Fighter 2.
It's worse.
What are you doing, Maha?
I was just trying to make sure on this. This is these when I cast it at the start of your turn. Okay. All right, yeah. So I'm going to use the axe together to get Glinthatuke and I to both start moving in.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I am going to cast Spirit Link on Zendros.
Right. As you feel this, as you see your friend in danger, being surrounded by these wights, you feel this wellspring of energy to kind of come to life in your chest, and you almost hear it audible, like glass cracking but not breaking in your mind and in your soul before you reach out with this energy and this magic and create this spiritual link with Zendros. And the rest of you kind of almost feel like fucking a wave of energy come off of Mahajapit, so much so that it actually does disrupt sand in a burst out from him. As something, you feel something very positive come out of the gnome.
Right. So immediately as I've cast this spell, I lose 2 health, and Zendros, you gain 2 health.
So I made that adjustment.
Okay. All right. And then, so yeah, now at the start of every turn beyond this, as long as you're still missing health, at the start of my turn, you gain 2 health and I lose 2. until either I go to 0 or until I dismiss the spell.
Yes.
Okay, so you're basically like constantly funneling him 2 HP. So
Yes, there's a constant outward flow of life energy from my spirit to his.
Okay, that's sick as fuck. I'm not gonna.
Every start of your turn, every turn.
Start of my turn, yes.
Okay.
All right.
This is a spell. I love this spell thematically, and it's perfect for the Life Oracle. Because again, it's just there's a constant outward flow of life energy for me. Now I'm just directing it somewhere.
The white now just kind of feels this flow of outward energy and actually does turn around and look at you, Mahajapit, before just comes running at you to slash in with its claws in an attempt to kind of get at you and stop the flow of healing for a 24 to hit.
That does hit.
And it comes in, slashes at you for 7 points of damage. And give me a fortitude save.
Alright.
As it seems to be reinvigorated. As that is a success. So, so you do not get drained. The success, as it just gets reinvigorated from hitting you, and then immediately turns around and just starts running back towards Zendros. Boom! Pop!
Right.
The white, now not holding you, Zendros, but on the other side flanking you, is going to swing in with its claws in an attempt to kind of start trying to pile on the pressure. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For, funnily enough, minimum damage, actually. Give me a fortitude save.
Come on.
Drained 3 now. As you just keep feeling more and more just of this negative energy piling on and piling on and piling on with every wipe, as it wings in again. Honestly, it's gonna keep going as a 25 to hit.
God
Yeah.
damn.
These things are rolling fucking rocks.
Yeah. And again, give me another fortitude save.
God, it keeps going down. Fuck.
Fortunately, well, drained 4, but now you can't go any higher. As it will actually, with its third action, is going to attempt to swing again. Of course, now with 19 to hit.
Still hits.
Damn. It
Oh
hits.
yeah, the drain took me down to like 17 AC.
That's fair, and you are also flat-footed. Yeah.
Actually, I think that's what it is the flat-footed, not
Yeah.
the drain. But
as it swings in again for all 3 of those hit, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
As it swings in again, and just all of these swipes just keep swiping it, and you see it getting reinvigorated with every single swipe that comes in. As just the master seeks, the master hunts, the master knows.
I don't think they can stack.
What do you
Yes, they can.
Can they?
Yes, Aslan, your turn.
All right, let's see.
Yes, drained adds for every time it's applied.
No, I meant their temporary hit points.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, HP stacks.
I thought it was
Every
just
time
the
it hits.
highest source.
No, every time it hits.
Wolf.
I'll move there, so I have nice lines of fire to multipliers. I'm gonna target.
Okay.
Hold on, where's my ping tool?
Nope, I that ping went out. I saw it.
I didn't see one pop up, so I was okay. Anyways, I'm gonna flurry of bows it.
Okay. That will crit. That second one will miss. But the first one is a crit. Pop. You let loose your bow, and it just slams into like the back of its skull to the point where Zendros and Lorenz, you see the arrow tip actually come out the forehead a little bit, but it just gets.
And then it has to make a DC 20 fort save.
20 fort save. 19.
So it is stun 1.
Okay.
And for my third action,
Okay.
I'll do a Hail Mary shot. Why not?
10 PP rules put in the Discord, by the way.
Ah, I see. Fair enough. Nope, that's fair.
And an 18 to hit with that last attack.
That hits. Thank you for the correction, Dan.
I wasn't sure if it was different for like on attack ones for undead creatures or not.
Right.
Bam! That arrow comes streaking in and just slams right into actually the kind of the collarbone area. Not quite sticking out the front as it is in the one in the head, but it's just looking none too pleased.
That
Appropriate.
concludes my turn.
Appropriate, by the way. The one that got hit in the fucking head is the one that stunned it. Zendros, it is now your turn. With all those disabilities.
He might not be back yet.
No,
Yeah, he did
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I was getting some Motrin.
Although I do need to ask something in his current situation. Does this mean he has a left?
Shut.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that and move on with my turn.
Yep, no, that's fair.
I'm gonna use.
So 3 whites don't make a left.
Again, I'm ignoring that. So I'm gonna use my 2 action on myself for heal. Actually, so that
You might have to
9.
break the grapple.
No,
No, it says movement, not
Oh,
spells.
neat.
yeah, he's immobilized, not restrained.
Oh, okay.
9 healing.
So I'll let you add that manually to your HP because that's a little odd with the 1.
It's that 1 feat we were looking at that adds both restrained and immobilized.
Right.
All right, and you have 1 more action to go.
I
there
don't
you go.
know I don't know why that rolled. I actually wasn't trying to do
That's
that.
fair. No, you did that a little bit earlier too, but that's funny because if you hadn't already added the manual HP, I could have just used both of those to combine.
And then, sorry, trying to think what else to do here.
If you want to escape the grapple, by the way, you have to do an escaped, which is an action.
Mm-hmm.
It is a athletics DC. It's a check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect, which is the athletics DC of the creature grabbing you.
Okay, I am actually going to shield on myself.
Okay, so you have a +1 AC. Effectively, your AC is now 18 until the end of your next turn. Or until the start of your next turn. Okay. Pax, it is now your turn.
Okay, so real quick, how messed up are these 2 looking?
About the same, actually.
Oh.
They're pretty messed up, but they're about the same. They really don't seem to notice the condition they're in.
All right. So I will use 2 actions. Wait, hold on. Grabbed characters don't get to count for flanked because they're not capable of, like, allies, I mean. Is that how that works?
They still. I'm not sure actually.
Actually, yeah.
I would assume because they can still take actions to attack.
Yeah,
they would
again,
still have flanked.
he's grappled. He's immobilized, not restrained.
Because he could still make an attack if you were to come up on the backside of that one. He'd still be an ally in combat, so you'd still get flanked through him.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, looking at flanking, it says you and your ally must be on opposite sides of the creature. Line drawn between the center of your space and the center of your ally's space.
Basically anything that doesn't have movement attached to it, I can do.
Right. Yeah, it just says
Yeah.
you and the ally have to be able to act, must be wielding melee weapons or able to make an unarmed attack, can't be under effects that prevent you from attacking, and both have the enemy within reach.
Yeah, so you'd be good.
Okay. All right. Well, that white is flanked then.
Yep.
So that was 2
Okay.
actions to get there.
That will hit. Just barely, but it will hit. And that will... It is hanging on by a literal thread as your chain wraps around it, snaps its neck, and tears the flesh off of its neck, leaving its head literally just attached via the spinal column. As it just like... Oh. This one that is grabbing Zindros is going to attempt another athletics check to restrain you, Zindros, and not just immobilize you.
Okay, so you need an athletics from me.
It is against your fortitude DC, actually.
Okay.
Which is 10 plus your save.
Yeah, which is 14 right now because of the drain.
Okay. So you are now also restrained.
Yay.
As it grabs onto you and manages to effectively goes from grabbing your chest to wrapping its arms around you entirely into the worst hug you've ever received.
Pax, this means that your target is no longer flanked and my target is no longer flanked because Zendros can no longer make attack actions.
Okay.
He is no longer considered an ally in combat.
Right. He's no longer valid for flanking.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, roll me a 1d6, Lorenz, for the persistent bleed damage.
It's presumably going up one number at a time.
It fails its check, so
Still bleeding.
it is still bleeding. It does not manage to shake off the bleed. Beth, it is your turn.
Well, we're gonna load the crossbow and just sort of shoot forward and hope for the best.
Okay.
Shoot Sundros in the worst anime betrayal.
That will hit.
It was a mercy.
That will kill it. As the bolt, the same one from earlier, by the way, that you managed to struck earlier, now gets an additional bolt to the fucking neck as it just... Before, as the light goes out from its eyes, it makes a strike at Zendros. 16.
Nope.
Does not hit. And the claws scrape against your armor as it falls, but the light goes out and it does not pierce through your armor and do any additional damage.
Last action reload.
Okay. Lorenz, your turn.
Like, what kind of gear do these things have on them?
None.
That's unfortunate. They don't have any, like, metal on them or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, that's just unfortunate for me, then. 1 second. That changes things a bit.
Hmm.
How banged up does the one I've been hacking at look, and then the one next to me, or the one, the other one, the one that like
The one next to you is literally hanging on by a thread. The one over here that Aslan's arrows are sticking through looks in a bit better condition, despite the arrows sticking through his forehead.
Do we risk it or the biscuit? Sorry, there's a lot of brain going on for a hot minute there. I'm going to do something probably stupid. I'm going to raw cast Electric Arc.
Okay.
Targeting these two that are well within my range. And it is automatically heightened, so that'll be 2d4 if they both take it.
Sure.
But I gotta roll that attack roll first, of course.
Electric Arc doesn't have an attack roll; they just make an assist roll.
Oh, that's right. They make so it's one of the ones I so rarely use. So yeah, I need DC 19 reflex saves from both of them.
Player in my other game uses the spell often.
Fair. It's good.
The one that is next to you fails its save. The other one succeeds.
Unfortunate exchange of events, but I'll take it regardless. So he's going to take 2d4 lightning damage.
As the lightning arcs
plus your spellcasting modifier ability.
Yeah.
Right, which would have been number.
Your is intelligence, so it would be 3.
3, yeah. So
I mean, the lightning
10
arcs
damage
from your fingers, anyways, and just you watch as it cauterizes the wounds from the persistent bleed damage as it burns the flesh, and cooks it. As it attempts to, you see lightning try to jump from one to the other and just kind of grounds itself instead into the sand, leaving a very fine but small glass spot.
It's a basic save, not a full save, so it would still take half damage from the.
Again, that always confuses me. So it takes 5 damage then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basic save is basically you save for half damage.
Okay.
Yeah, and crit success
Crit
on
for
this
none,
save
yeah.
would be none. Yeah.
So, instead it does arc into it, but it does not seem to. The smell of cooked flesh fills the air, but it continues to stand, standing there a little stunned. Japet, your turn.
I have one action left.
Okay.
Right, because that was just the 2 actions to cast. Yeah.
And at this point, Lauren's just stepping into combat with its sword brandished and like kind of thrusting himself into its attention.
Zindros is no longer grabbed or immobilized, by the way. Just drained 4.
Yeah, just really fucking fatigued.
Yes. Okay.
Relatable.
You're moving. Mahajapet, your turn.
All right. So start of my turn, I lose 2 health.
Yep. And Zindros gains 2 health.
So yeah, I've got myself down to 36 now. All right. So.
Shut the fuck up, Warden. Holy fuck.
What?
God damn. Don't actually, but fuck.
Ah! Okay.
Look, I'm on a roll today, okay?
Oh, God.
Woo.
All right. Clear the head. All right. So, going to start with an axe together.
Okay.
Maha is going to cast the boost Eidolon. And just kind of like hissing under his breath to Glinthatook as he casts this. Hurry up and finish this.
Okay.
And with that same action, Glinthatook starting to charge in. So second action, Glinthatook is going to move. And then going for the Tail Slam. Just for flavor, I'm actually going to make this a piercing one. I'm gonna make this versatile for piercing.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a hit,
Not a crit?
not a crit.
Okay. All right. Rolling damage.
Nope, had to check myself. How do you want to do this?
Xenomorph that bitch.
I'm picturing Glinthatook coming charging in, and as it takes this angle, just whipping its body around and just shoving the spear point of the tail straight out through the middle of its chest.
Nice. And Zendros, you watch as this last remaining white just gets speared through the chest by this green razor-sharp tail. And as it stares at you, taking its final strike at you, and utterly failing to hit. Searches. He knows. He come. As the white falls still and crumples into the sand. And the street goes very, very quiet and very, very still. We'll get 120 experience points.
Okay. So that puts us to 340 then?
Yes. As combat concludes.
So I'm currently sitting here debating how long do I want to let Spirit Link run?
And Zitros, give me another fortitude save, by the way.
As a reminder, I have 2 more minor elixir of lives on me.
That's fair. Now that the creatures are dead, I just wanted to kind of roll for it, but the drained effect does fade.
Okay.
As you feel restored to life, to your full potential, as the last of these creatures fade. You notice,
Obviously, the current HP stays, so I'm still beat up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass over both elixir of life. It is
I'd say
1d6. 1d6 HP recovered per.
I'd say as Ma is walking over, he allows the link to stay for, we'll call it 5 more rounds worth of time. So I'm dropping 10 more HP. So
Zendros can
Zendros
gain 10 more
gains
HP,
10.
effectively.
Yes.
Zendros gains 17 HP total in the next couple seconds, basically.
Right. Yeah, like Maha visibly getting a bit more like winded and lethargic as he walks over until he eventually like kind of like taking in and like looking at the kind of slight, faint green link between him and Sendros, and like as it slowly occurs to him what is going on, he eventually dismisses it, but he's definitely feeling a bit weary at this point.
I would like to investigate the whites. Start checking for. I mean, I know they're not wearing gear, but I mean, like runes carved into their bones and flesh, or like I'm checking them for construct, make of magic, like full on magical investigation. Basically.
Okay, give me an Arcana.
You all hear Zandras also hiss out in this very guttural sounding language something as well.
Ma just kind of like tilts his head, but doesn't seem to respond to what was said.
Zandras just kind of looks over. What? Like almost like he doesn't realize he said it.
Right, this isn't correct.
Nothing, just not a tongue, I know, but seems we've got more things to worry about than just words here.
Indeed.
Even more primal than a necromancer.
As-
More actually.
Oh, as you guys, by the way, are kind of as Lorenz, you're doing this, you see someone from the Sealmore shop actually come out. Just, oh my gods, is everything okay? What's one of those things?
Horrible.
Honestly, at that question, Lawrence turns his gaze to Zendros.
Suffice to say, it's the ones that are chasing me. At least that's what I can infer.
The gentleman from the Sealmore shop just, whoever's chasing you has a very powerful magic behind them.
Sundras raises his Kopesh up to the sign and says, well, based off the name of your shop, I was hoping you could tell me more about that, but...
What? He kind of stares at you for a long second before you see recognition click. He's, oh, fuck! Oh, fuck!
Sundras is just glowering.
Oh, fuck! And he just immediately just slams both doors shut and you hear a safety bar just thump.
Yeah, Ma's very quickly going to turn and say, I think we're going to need an explanation from you, but we should probably get moving, just in case anything else is fucking out here.
My thoughts exactly. Story later, we need to leave now.
Okay.
Perhaps next time, the things that are chasing you and the things that are chasing Lorenz can show up at the same time. Maybe they will fight each other instead.
As everyone's
Yes, we'll throw one big party bash.
Everyone's talking, by the way, Lawrence is going about the business of crushing these things skull under plated boot. Every single one.
I'd say seeing Lorenz do that, to all the grouped ones nearby, I'd actually kind of like tilt ahead for Glinthatook at the one that we left further back on the road. Just think you could oblige that one?
Gladly! And it just stomps over before just using both front legs and just splatting it into the dried stone under the sand. Just,
I think you enjoyed that a little too much.
and then he rears back and just spits acid all over the body until it just dissolves into an incongruent puddle of nothing.
Yeah, definitely a bit too much. Let's not turn this into more of a show, shall we? And going to dismiss Glinthatook.
Ah! Okay. As you guys are, I'm assuming, booking a hasty retreat back to your pub.
Do we want to actually go to the pub, or do we want to get somewhere the fuck else?
Let's be like
just somewhere that isn't here, basically.
Right. What was that you were saying, TJ?
beeline somewhere else, not the pub. So just somewhere, not even in the same direction of the pub. Let's fuck off to somewhere else.
Okay. And as you guys kind of fuck off in a random direction, heading off, a good 5, 10, 15 minutes of just going random directions, effectively through city streets, back alleys, back alley. You are well and truly lost by this point, but you also don't notice anyone following you as you kind of stand in a more empty kind of alley between two streets, between two buildings, and no one has followed you that you can tell.
So yeah, it's only when we're not being followed, Lorenz wipes his blade and puts it back in the sheath. Whatever brought those things about is not formulated magic. This is pure death. No necromancer or flesh sculptor. Whatever chases you is death incarnate.
That part, unfortunately, I would happen to know nothing about. It's why I've been writing so much and trying to discover what exactly has happened to me. However, the events of what happened back there with that whole shop business, that I would happen to know more about. And basically, to put it short, I was a servant of that family in my previous life, for most of my previous life. And once this change came over me, I ran away from that life. I saw it as a chance to break free, as it were.
And what's this change you're referring to?
Well, sorry to say, but if you haven't seen the magics that I've been wielding, then frankly, you haven't been paying attention.
Oh, I've seen your bones.
Yes.
I just want to know why.
Lewd. He's out here showing his femur. What a slut.
It would appear to be some sort of curse. As of the direct nature of what it all entails, I can't precisely say for sure yet. But that's what's going on with me. that hence the bones. It's I have no memory of how it happened. I just know that it did. And I know that it made me want to run away. As if the reason they want me back is to continue my servitude, I can't say it. I don't have that information. That's just my inference.
Do you think it's the Asilmores that are trying to get you?
I think it is, yes. There's a reason I didn't want to get within spitting distance of that shop. In fact, it's the reason when we first met, it's the reason I was so paranoid at who was after us back on the airship. I had some inkling perhaps the Asilmores were behind it, but that appears to not be the case.
Can I, like, society, I assume, being a history check nowadays, could I use a society as a history check, basically, to kind of see what I know of the name Asilmore?
I'd allow that, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd like to attempt that as well myself.
Sure. Maha Japit, you'd more know that Lorenz, you know the name of a Silmore due to the fact that they even have weapons shops even in the Devarian capital city.
Okay.
Maha, you are more familiar with the history of the Silmores, being a very notable noble bloodline that has gone back several hundred years in the Empire. Most known for their crafting and arms and whatnot. And they even they made their profit even before the Empire was truly solidified via arms manufacturing and trading of arms manufacturing with the Empire, with the Hasir princes, and just very much kind of making their money via weapons and armor. But to your knowledge, no magic.
Okay. Yeah, so sort of just like a crafting giant among the Empire, but no known magical inclination. Okay.
Yes, and Dustin, if you'd like to add anything else, please feel free.
Yeah, sure.
A 21's worth of knowledge, effectively.
Well, without going into what you already know, the Silmores at one time were quite the noble, prestigious family, well liked. From my experiences, they aren't that noble family anymore. They've let their honor fall by the wayside, to put it lightly. And as to how that happened, well, I haven't lived long enough to say, really. But he just kind of lets the thought trail off there. He's lost in thought at this point.
But yeah,
Well, unless the Asilomores have been very good at hiding their magical aptitude, I can't say that I would think them to be behind sending some specter of death incarnate to try and chase after you to bring you back. It could be that maybe if they are as dishonorable and unscrupulous as you say they are, maybe they have hidden this kind of knowledge, but
Well, also being a noble family, they have quite the supply of wealth. I'm sure they could have hired outside help as well, not directly from within their ranks. Again, speculation on my part, but it would make perfect sense.
You're not incorrect. Financial aptitude can be more useful than physical or magical aptitude sometimes.
Money talks, as it were.
Lovely in some circles.
And on that great mystery, we're going to call the session here for the evening.
I think that's a good fucking spot.
For sure.
Hell yeah. I'm glad I got some nice little bits of character development.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's basically what these, like, because we are still in our starting sessions, basically. Everybody's baggage is going to start leaking out of the bag. Like, everybody's like, okay, I've got all my past tightly tucked in these neat knapsacks, and then it's all going to start busting at the seams, and everybody's like, oh no, my lemons. Can't hold all the lemons.
Well, yeah, Zendros at this point, too, knows, like, he's not going to be able to hide much anymore. Like, he was hoping to keep that behind him, obviously, but now he's like, Well, I have no need now, so I might as well just spill the beans on everything I know, and as things come up or I remember more, I'll just reveal more later.
Yeah, I
What if I
wonder
still-
what that's like.
But what if I still have the bulk capacity for all those lemons?
No lemon.
Do you have the hands?
It's too many lemons. You can't hold all the lemons. As much capacity as you have, there are more lemons. It's a direct variable.
It is an n+1, where n is your maximum lemon capacity.
No matter how great your capacity, there is just more lemon.
a greater mystery for Zendros unfurling before everyone's very eyes. Owhax, a welcoming city for the most part, but certainly with some danger mixed in with depending on who you are. That being said, we'll call the session here and give you guys some things to think on throughout the week. We'll be back next week with more Pathfinder.
Will we be back next week?
Probably, yeah.
Because two of us probably won't be here.
Right. Well, and again,
Yeah, there's
I mean, if
that.
you guys want to go without us, that's fine. But
Right. I mean, doesn't FanFest go through Saturday as well?
it does. That really
If there is more stuff.
There might
so-
not be a session tomorrow or next week. That's true. Tomorrow. Oh God. Next week
Definitely won't be
because
tomorrow.
there is also FanFest next week. So we might take a week off. Who knows? With two people out, FanFest still happening anyways, especially during our Pathfinder time, no less.
Right.
We'll play it by ear. That being said, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves, both in my game and watching on Twitch. I'm very happy to not be the only person on camera anymore. Made me feel less alone.
Too bad you're not.
Hold on, you got a little staticky on my end. What was that?
I said, too bad you're not.
Oh my god.
I'll see you guys soon for gameplay and Metro City Boys podcast, and maybe next. Have a good evening, everybody.
Psychic damage.
Fuck no, but sincerely, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and as always, stay good, neighborhood. See you guys soon.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.